Welcome you guys into my nice beautiful video over here. You must understand either way that this time I have a nice beautiful trolley right next to me, but what's amazing is I have a nice beautiful portable speaker here, and I connect my nice beautiful microphone just over here to the side of my nice beautiful trolley over here. So what I do is make sure every single day that you understand now that I find a nice beautiful bench somewhere around the park or somewhere in the shade somewhere where there's no bugs and insects or spiders that are going to go on my nice beautiful mattress as well. So I make sure that I stay off the grass as much as I can when doing my nice beautiful life coaching videos, because I understand that what's important now is that you can hear me this way. I realize either way, I understand that the wind may be blowing into my nice beautiful audio content right here. I understand although that you can hear me anyway with my nice beautiful amplifier right now. I understand that previously inside of my videos, or what happens, or as the wind starts blowing, but you can still hear my voice. So understand that you still do get value from the video, even though there may be some wind. You understand? Because I've been trying to make sure that you guys never hear that wind in the first place. But understand that my beautiful microphone over here has a nice beautiful head. You see how that microphone is? You can actually hear the wind. You can actually hear the wind blowing through the microphone piece. So what I do is I make sure every single day that I focus upon understanding that every single day I do something according to, let's say, to cover up the microphone. So I have two microphones over here. I mean, do you see this? I mean, guess what? I realize when the wind blows here, I realize it blows through my speaker as well. You understand? I realize although you have to get yourself ahead. You have to get yourself ahead to cover that nice beautiful dynamic microphone, so that when the wind blows on the dynamic microphone head, that the wind will not blow through this nice beautiful microphone piece. You understand? So it's very important to show people an example and have two microphones to show them an example. So what you do every single day is focus upon understanding that you get yourself one of those cover-ups where you can cover the head of your microphone. You understand? Because that way you're going to be able to do something much more special, and you're going to be able to really encourage people like that. I promise you that what's important is understand that any wind that comes through my nice beautiful video is because of my nice beautiful microphone, because I have to go and get myself one of those cover-ups with the microphone head so that I can go and do better videos. I realize although another way that my nice beautiful microphones, in terms of my audio, where wind may actually blow into the microphone piece is where my microphones are. So for example, when I attach the microphone, I realize that the wind may blow into the actual microphone piece of the jack, and hence you may understand either way that it can come through that. I realize either way, you must understand that what's important is realize that my voice can be heard in this video. You understand? I realize that's the whole point of the video. I realize it's just make sure every single day that you understand I'm not in the actual sun today, because I understand that I can do my busking performance just there, which I done yesterday. But guess what? I realize that this time I want to be able to go in my trolley and place my nice beautiful selfie stick in my trolley, because my selfie stick is right now in my trolley and it's a natural trolley. So either way, I just make sure I flip over the nice beautiful video so you can see me this way. Although my nice beautiful speaker is just on the side. And then guess what? I realized that I attached two microphones because somebody may want to come and sit over here and have a talk with me as well. I realize although I'm using my nice beautiful microphone over here, which is a clear microphone. So when I turn this one on, you guys can hear me this way as well. So what the difference is, you can see, is this microphone here is much more, let's say, clear so that you can hear me. You understand? But this microphone here, you can hear me over here, guys. Or else either way, you can understand that this microphone over here is much more for a busking event, because this one here is much more louder. You understand? So every single day I focus upon understanding that I'm doing something that I love to do daily, because what's important is understanding that you have to do your work. You understand? I have to do my work daily. So it's already 2 p.m. in Newcastle today, but understand this. I understand that what's amazing is I do my nice beautiful 1 hour program over here, and then I go to my nice beautiful fashion modeling around town, because I have to do some fashion modeling before I go from Newcastle. You understand? Because fashion modeling and taking pictures of myself is my business. You understand? So I have to go and do that. I understand that what's important every single day is go and find more ideas and more techniques upon living life. So every single day, understand that I have 24 hours in a day, and then I sum it up into 1 hour of a video every single day so that you can understand the best ideas in my life. You understand? I promise you that's the whole point. But understand that what's important every single day is go get yourself a trolley so that you can do these videos as well, and do it from microphone, and do it with a nice beautiful amplifier with a speaker. You understand? So every single day focus upon understanding that the best quality videos are the videos that have, let's say, the highest HD, and also have no wind blowing into the microphone in terms of the audio. You You understand? So every single day, focus upon understanding that the best quality videos is the information inside of the video. You understand? I promise you, a 2-hour video such as this one, in terms of, let's say, this video, maybe 2 hours, for example. Although a 2-hour video where it's a live coaching event such as this, you must understand that what's important. This video, for example, is 1 hour long, for example. Although understand that what's important is it's much better than doing a 30-minute video. Understand? So anybody who does a 2-hour video, that's a live coaching video, is much better with the quality of the video than those individuals who do, let's say, 20-minute videos. Understand? And what's that? Or else, why is that? Because of the information. Or as the information product. Understand? I promise you, when I give you 2 hours of information in live, in a video, or else it's much more quality than me doing it at 20 minutes only. Understand? Because there's so much more information I can give you. Or else now, the biggest quality of your video is really the information you give. Understand? Or else now, never worry about charging people for your content, because I understand that sometimes wind may blow into your microphone piece, and it may blow into your actual phone. You understand? And people may be hearing the audio actually disconnecting from the wind around you. I realize, although it's never anything's fault other than yours, but realize either way that if you charge them $100 and they hear all the time this wind blowing into the microphone, or else they're going to always complain that you're giving them actually poor quality videos. I realize, although you're never giving them poor quality videos, because you'll find a way to make sure that never happens. So make sure you understand every single day that now, since I have an investment quality of a portable speaker, where I'm a music producer as well, so I can go and make music today. I can get my laptop out right now. I can get my laptop out and start making music with my portable speaker, and I can actually hear myself doing it. I can do that anywhere. Understand? So my portable speaker is only an investment so that I can do these videos now, where I can amplify my sound into a nice beautiful microphone, which is a Rode microphone that I have from JB Hi-Fi in Australia, and also understanding either way that I can go and do music production, and I can interview people with 2 microphones now. Understand? I can have a conversation anywhere with anybody. Understand? I promise you that what's amazing every single day is understand that I have business cards in my nice beautiful pocket over here as well. So I make sure every single day that if somebody just comes nearby to ask me for a business card, I can just grab one right now and I can give it to them. Understand? So what's amazing is I go and do that. So I have business cards, but I leave it right here, for example. I just leave it right here, and then I can say, here's my business card, man. You understand? So either way, I mean, guess what? Or else what you can do as well is you can leave a little sign saying your Instagram with a portrait. You can do it. Understand? But guess what? Or else what's amazing is if they're interested in you, and there's not many people around you, I mean, let them ask you for your business card. I mean, have a business card, because those business cards is something that helps you long term. And always have 100 business cards on you every single day. I promise you, every single day you must have business cards with you. You understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, print 100 business cards at a time. I promise you, it's $10. You understand? Although understand that when I print my business cards, I print pictures. I print these massive pictures on my business card. You understand? Or this is my business card. Or else other people have these small as business cards. You understand? Or else it's so small, and guess what? Or else they get 50 and they give $100. Or else they get 50 of those business cards and they give $100. I give 10 cents per photo. Or else either way, or else this is a photo. You understand? Or else it's one of those photos where you can make a photo collage book. Or else either way, you must understand I go on Canva, I put my nice beautiful fashion modeling photo right here. I mean, which business card in the world has a fashion modeling photo of themselves on their business card? You understand? I promise you. Now that's Danny Milivojevic. You understand? I promise you, although I have my name here, I have my name. You understand? I have my at Danny Milivojevic Instagram and YouTube and Mega Drive. So my full name are as the logos of my Instagram and YouTube on my Mega Drive. And now my Mega Drive, you can only find it in my Instagram. You understand? But my YouTube, you can find my Instagram on my YouTube. Although in my Instagram, you can find my YouTube and also my Mega Drive. Understand? So every single day, I'm always looking for more quality to give you. But what's amazing, you must understand every single day, is focus upon understanding the silence in between the gaps is something that helps you. So when you're really, really doing something every single day that you love to do, I mean, focus upon amplifying your nice, beautiful sound so that you can have a better quality video for yourself, like this one. Understand? So every single day, focus upon understanding that your microphone is heard, and then you understand that before you even press play, you must understand to look at your phone and press play, and then see if there's some writing or something like that before it pops up, in terms of before your actual video starts. Because if some writing actually pops up before your actual video starts, or else what happens is the audio never captures. Or else make sure that when you press play, that there's nothing in terms of information on your video coming up. Because otherwise, what happens is, it may say that the audio is going to a headset or something like that. But if it's going to a headset, or else that's because you have no audio. Or else now, when you press play on your video, and you have a microphone attached to it, you must understand that sometimes your phone believes that the audio is going to some kind of headset or something like that. Or else now, that is why you may do a 1 hour video and then have no audio in it at all. Or else it may be just images, you understand? I mean, understand that either way, that what's amazing is understand I did a 1 hour video and there was no audio in it, you understand? I was giving information for 1 hour and there's no audio recording, you understand? Because why? Or else because when I press play, I have to look at the nice beautiful information to see, is there some information popping up that says that the audio may be going to a headset? Because if it's going to a headset somewhere, or else that's why, if you continue the video for the next hour, or else that's why you have no audio in your video. Or else now, what's amazing is to remove that, or else make sure you unplug the microphone and attach it again. And then press play, and that information will never pop up. And when it never pops up, or else that's when you have nice beautiful audio in your video. You understand? But as soon as that information pops up where it says that the audio is going to a headset, or else that's the warning. You understand? So that's the warning where you just stop the video and then unplug your microphone and then attach it again, so that you never see that. So that you never see that information again once you press play. You understand? Or else what's amazing is make sure that information is never showing up. But understand that is how you actually get your audio. You understand? So what's amazing every single day is focus upon understanding that when you're giving ideas, you're the most quiet one around you. You have to be the most quiet, or you have to be the most quiet individual around you to understand why you're successful. You understand? But understand that now, since I go around life coaching everywhere in terms of my nice beautiful trolley over here, I can go to any park. I can make sure every single day I can go and do my content. You understand? Because that's what's important to me. Whereas every single day that for the next 1 year and for the next 72 years, I post 365 hours of videos online. I mean, every single year. I mean, 365 hours minimum. I may do up to 700 hours every single year. I mean, I may do up to 900 hours. I mean, guess what? Or else minimum, I post 365 hours. I mean, every single day I post 1 hour at least. I promise you that's my goal. And so I promise you my goal for the next 72 years is to just post 1 hour a day of video work every single day. Understand? Because I have to be consistent and I have to be understanding either way that I grow from these videos and I give you ideas along the way and I help people with this. I help people with this in terms of my videos. I promise you either way that what's important every single day is focus upon understanding that if the nice beautiful lighting in my video over here is, let's say, going down in terms of sound, in terms of the nice beautiful brightness of the video, or is this because of the sun? And now the sun sometimes may go under a cloud or something like that. Although what's amazing is then the cloud blocks the sun and then the shade comes into the video. You understand? So either way, it's because of the sun and not because of my video. You understand? Or as now, either way, you must understand that what's amazing is understand that you never blame anything, but it's always your fault. I mean, make sure everything is your fault. Or as when somebody dies in a car accident, where you are never even at the scene, I mean, make sure you understand that it's your fault. I mean, take responsibility for it. You understand? I mean, understand every single day that when you take responsibility for you and other people's lives, you are just much more of a leader. I mean, guess what? If somebody gets shot in ISIS in terms of Iraq or something like that, I mean, just say it's your fault, or it's my fault. I was not there to help them. You understand? I mean, just take the nice, beautiful gesture to understand that it's always your fault. You understand? Because that way, you're going to better yourself. You're going to better yourself because it's nobody else's fault but yours. You understand? And when it's your fault, you learn from it. You understand? I mean, always say it's your fault. I mean, it's my fault that anything is happening negatively in the world today because I need to give more information so that everybody is never negative. You understand? I promise you all that every single day, focus on a better world and focus on being much more silent than all the rest of the people in the planet. Because when you're much more silent around you in terms of hostels and you're traveling the world in hostels and accommodation centers and motels and hotels, you must be the one today, especially, who's traveling much more in hostels. You understand? I mean, why? I mean, guess what? I realize that most of the world is unable to afford motels and hotels. You understand? Or as now, you must understand that hostels in Australia range from $8 to about 100 and more. You understand? I promise you, although it goes up to $8. You understand? I promise you now, the most I gave, or as you must understand, in terms of the most affordable I've ever gave is around $8. You understand? Just for one night. You I promise you in Cairns you can find all these hostels for $13 a night for yourself. I realize, although, guess what? I realize that motels range from about 45 and onwards. You understand? So guess what? I realize that hotels range from $100 and more. You understand? So either way, if you want to travel and you want to have more plastic money with yourself, you go with the hostels. Because I've been traveling around Australia for 1.5 years now, and I've been going to all these hostels around Australia. You understand? I've already visited around 55 hostels of Australia. You understand? I went to Perth, I went to Brisbane, I went to Hobart, I went to all the nice, beautiful main cities of Australia. And it's a beautiful experience to be able to do that. I mean, before, in terms of my 25 years of age, I was never able to do that. And why is that? Because I was never planning. I was never organizing myself as much. You understand? I was fat, I was a smoker, and cigarettes was taking away from me in terms of $7,000 I was giving for cigarettes before. You understand? I realize now it's all my fault. I realize it's all my fault in terms of my eye. I realize although I quit the cigarettes, and then I now have $7,000 extra every single year to travel. You understand? I mean, with $7,000 today, I can travel half a year, anywhere. You understand? I mean, anywhere around Australia, definitely. You understand? I promise you, although every single day, you must understand that what you need to do every single day to have money and to have prosperity and to have fame and legacy and to have a great life is make sure every single day you're staying consistent on YouTube and you're staying consistent on Instagram. I promise you, every single day, I already understand what I'm doing on Instagram and YouTube, but I understand every single day that I want to learn more about it. I want to learn more about what I'm doing every single day. Alright, now on YouTube, I go and post my videos. Alright, go check out my playlist. I have an acting playlist for Serbian and English. I have a singing playlist for Serbian and English. I also have a nice beautiful way of saying that I have music production playlists as well. I have a nice beautiful life coaching sessions. You understand? I have comedy, I have acting, I have singing, I have life coaching, I have music. You understand? Those are my playlists. And now you can enjoy that. You understand? But what's amazing is my best knowledge is all of it. You have to watch all of it. You understand? To understand how I am as an attitude. You understand? Whereas now, the more you watch me and the more you understand my communicational skills and how I talk, the more I can teach you or I can teach you my vocals. I can teach you my actual sounds and how I really use my words. I can teach you the ideas behind my words and sounds and everything. I can teach you life techniques through the knowledge. I can teach you anything you ever want. As long as you keep watching my videos, I'll guide you. Understand? That's why I'm a mentor, or that's why I'm a life coach, or that's why I'm somebody of a teacher. I'm just a teacher, or else I just do this for fun. I love to do this. You understand? I love to help you. I love to help myself. So every single day I show myself on camera now for 1 hour a day. You understand? Because guess what? Or else that's my documentary, or else that's my TV show, or else that's my beautiful way of giving you something. You understand? I give you a Christmas present every single day in knowledge. So every single day you can just tune in with me. You understand? I mean, guess what? Or else that anybody who's doing something every single day where you can tune in with them is much more popular than those people who have no effort to give you nothing in terms of to give you something. Or else I give you something only. I never give you nothing. I give you something. Or else this is something. Or else this is never nothing. Or else now understand that no matter what, that when you go and surround yourself when you surround yourself with people who are always giving something for nothing in terms of YouTube and they're always consistent, I promise you they're the ones to follow. Because when somebody is never consistent online, I mean, why do you even want to follow them? I mean, they never even use social media anymore. You understand? Because they're never consistent on it. I have to be consistent on social media so that I can make a name for myself. You understand? But what's amazing is not just because of that. Now, when I do these videos, I never have to be on Instagram. I never have to be on YouTube. But come and check me out on my Mega Drive. I mean, now in my Mega Drive, I have to be consistent because I have to do my work anyway. So if I had to choose between Instagram and Mega Drive and YouTube, I just choose Mega Drive. I never care about Instagram. I never care about YouTube, even though it has over 700 hours of videos on YouTube. I put all my videos and all my content inside of my beautiful Instagram in terms of my Mega Drive. Whereas now I don't care about my Instagram. I understand how many photos there are. There's over 14,000 photos of myself on Instagram. I never care about Instagram. That's just my landing page. You understand? That's just something that where you go and you can see who I am. I mean, that's it. You understand? That one section is all life coaching only. I mean, just me. So I have sometimes people coming into my busking videos, but I choose to post the ones where it's just me on the actual Instagram reel. Now 15-second bloopers or whatever, in terms of funny moments and information I give you, it's just me. You never see me interviewing other people in busking events inside of my Instagram. But you may see it on my YouTube account. You understand? You must understand what's amazing is my busking videos, I interview many people, you understand? So either way, I'm always interviewing more people. You understand? I promise you, although, it's only because they want to get interviewed, or else they come into my video. I never go to their videos, or else, you understand? So when somebody wants to come and check me out, or else, here, I can come. Or else, although, never put your microphone ahead of the portable speaker. So I'll show you why. So for example, I turn on the microphone now. Do you hear it? I mean, what happens is the microphone and the portable speaker starts to make a sound. I'll show you. You hear that? So either way, you must understand that is why never put your microphone in front of a portable speaker. You understand? So that's just an idea, but that's a life coach technique. You understand? Pressure, anything that you're giving ideas, you're actually teaching people something about life. You're teaching them about business. You're teaching them about how to live a better life. But make sure you're never a smoker. I mean, make sure you're never doing drugs, and make sure you're never doing alcohol, because that's going to boost your confidence as a leader and also as an influence, to make sure that your kids are never doing that as well. Understand? So make sure you understand that what you want for your kids is also what you want for yourself. Understand? I mean, what you want for me is what you want for yourself. Understand? Or else if you're a smoker, you also want me to be a smoker. Or else if you're a drug addict, you also want me to be a drug addict. Because if I'm not a drug addict, you'll never hang around with me. You understand? Or else now, guess what? You need the better attitude. You're the one who needs the better attitude. You understand? Because I never want to be around drug addicts. I never want to be around cigarette smokers. I never want a wife who smokes cigarettes, because I never smoke cigarettes. You understand? I want my kids to never smoke cigarettes, because I'm not a smoker of cigarettes. I mean, guess what? Or else if you never want your kids to smoke cigarettes, I mean, make sure that you're never doing it. You understand? Because otherwise, you're a hypocrite. You understand? Or else now, how can you understand anything other than making sure that you're greater? I mean, make sure you understand. I'm never a hypocrite, because I understand how I live my talk. I live my talk in silence, and I just make sure to always be much more quieter than those other people who are around me, who are talking to me. Understand? Or else now, when they're talking to me, I look to be much more silent than them in the conversation. But understand either way, that if I get louder in the conversation, it's because I'm only teaching them something. Or else now, either way, or else that just recently a nice, beautiful man comes up to me, and I'm not gay, I'm not bisexual, I'm not straight, I'm just the word I, you understand? Or else although he comes up to me, and everybody's beautiful, understand? Or else either way, he comes up to me and he says, hey, I mean, what are you doing? I mean, I'm just doing my business over here, understand? I give him my business card, understand? Although, guess what? Or else the amazing thing about this is understanding every single day that you're only lifting people. You have to understand that I'm only silent with him much more in the conversation. And then he starts the conversation again, you understand? I say, no worries, man, you can go. You understand? But guess what? What's amazing is if you're starting conversations with other people, you can totally do it. But what's amazing is understand to be much more silent and forget them, and forget sending them messages, and forget trying to talk to them, and forget trying to inspire them. I mean, inspire you and talk to you only. Or else, now, by the time you go on Facebook today, or Instagram, or social media, and then you send 100 messages to people, or else that's 20 minutes of your life. Understand? But yes, you make a difference. You make a difference sending those messages. So, I mean, are you wasting your time? You're never wasting your time. Understand? You're never wasting your time. But if you really want to understand to never waste your time, you just focus on you and forget other people and never ever talk to them. Understand? I never have to talk to people all the time. I just talk to I only. You understand? Or else when they send me a message, I never have to reply. I never have to. You understand? I reply when you have value to give me. You understand? I reply when it's a nice, beautiful message. I mean, when it's stupid messages, where it's hateful messages or something of resentful intent, or they say, why are you posting this shit content or something like that, I'm pretty sure I never have to reply. You understand? I make sure every single day they understand that I only ever try to inspire people. I only ever go online to inspire people. I also understand that I have to travel around the world. I mean, I'm still 28 years of age, but I'm still young. I'm young at 50 years of age. I'm young at 70 years of age. I'm young at 200 years of age. I'm young at 1,000 years of age. I'm always young because I understand that I'm the spiritual aspects. I'm the communicational style. I'm the words that I speak. You understand? And that's it. I just speak better words, and that's what I am. You understand? But the physical world, in terms of my skin, or else that may sag over time. But guess what? Or else, either way, I make sure to take care of my body over time. But guess what? Or else that over time, my bones may sag, or else my bones may get lower in terms of quality, and also may wrinkle in terms of my skin, may wrinkle, and my looks may change in terms of my body. Understand? But guess what? Or else that over time, your physical body can only ever walk so much. You understand? But guess what? Or else that's why you turn into a spiritual guru. You You start becoming much more spiritual over time. And now to become spiritual, you have to talk up, you have to speak up much more. You have to speak the tones, you have to speak the words much more. Because that's what you can do at 3,000 years of age. You understand? You walk like that. You walk through the communicational skills. I walk through teaching you like this. I mean, that's my real travel. I mean, that's how I really travel. I never care about seeing Australia. I never care about seeing the world. I care about giving you these words only. You understand? I care about just that because that's how I travel, really. You understand? I never have to travel anywhere again in my life because I have internet now. I have Netflix. I have internet. I have social media. I can just relax. I never have to travel anywhere, but I have to just travel in my communicational growth. I have to be writing all the time something. I'm a writer. So what I do is every single moment of every single lifetime that you can ever imagine, I'm always writing something down. I mean, I'm always looking to write something down because I want to write something to help you. I mean, that's my business. I understand either way that there's a time and place to do life coaching videos. And yes, it's so important. You must understand that life coaching videos gets me started for the day. I promise you, I start today, for example. I wake up and 1 minute I start to just write something down really quickly. I started to write something down. I dreamt of Tony Robbins and George Gabbin. I realized George Gabbin, who is an economic expert. I realized either way, I realized everybody's a student. You understand? Because what's amazing is understand every single day, I realize these individuals are in my actual dreams. And Brian Tracy is in my dream as well. I mean, why is that? I realize I'm talking to them. I realize now they're my mentors. You understand? And I realize there's somebody famous in my life. You understand? I realize I admire them. But they're in my actual dream and I'm speaking to them. You understand? Or they understand either way that it's just something that happens when you're dreaming. You just start speaking to the girl you love or something like that in your dreams. You understand? Or you speak to the man you've seen just yesterday in your dream. You understand? So either way, I promise you it's a nice, beautiful experience to be able to speak to my mentors in my actual dream. You understand? I promise you although that either way, I woke up and I wrote a few sentences. I just wrote a few sentences down and then I went into the shower. I went into grooming myself and here I am. Right away. I mean, within the first hour, I'm doing my life coaching video. You understand? I promise you that's kind of, I realize now, I wake up at what time? I woke up at 1 p.m. I mean, I woke up at 1 p.m. because I went to bed around 5 p.m. I slept 7 hours. You understand? So either way, you must understand that I wake up any time. I go to sleep at any time. I promise you that's how it is. I promise you that's my schedule. I stay up sometimes for 48 hours and I sleep 1 hour. You understand? But sometimes I sleep 7 hours and then I go to sleep again after 10 hours of being wake up. In terms of after 10 hours of being woken up. You understand? Although I'm always changing my schedule, so my schedule is always different with my sleep. I sometimes sleep and fall asleep at 7 p.m. or I fall asleep at 2 a.m. Or I can fall asleep at 6 a.m. I can fall asleep at 12 p.m. You understand? I can fall asleep at any time of the day. I can wake up at any time of the day. I mean, that's how flexible my schedule is. I mean, there's no 9-to-5 job in my life. You understand? But I love it like that. I love to be able to stay up all night and make music production. You understand? I love to make life coaching videos during the day and then music production during the night. You understand? Because I have a nice beautiful rule that says from 6 p.m. rule, which is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., which is my 6 p.m. rule, says I must do life coaching videos between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. only. I must go out in the park somewhere and just start doing this every single day. I mean, as long as I do my nice beautiful videos every single day, I'm happier. You understand? I promise you, I have to be consistent because I understand Carmichael in terms of Evan Carmichael. And now he has 6,400 videos online, but he has 2.5 million followers on YouTube. You understand? So what's amazing every single day is understand that because he's so consistent every single day online, I mean, he's posting everybody famous in terms of life into his YouTube channel and he's promoting everybody. You understand? But he's consistent and that's why he has 2.5 million followers on YouTube. You understand? I promise you, although he's still growing it. You understand? I promise you he has the next 60 years to live and to promote that YouTube channel. I promise you it's growing really quickly. So what's amazing is understand that he says to me recently, and he says that you guys can overtake us. Or as you guys can always overtake him in terms of the knowledge. Or as you can be giving more knowledge than him, even though he has 6,400 videos. You understand? I realize although it's really honest because guess what? I realize that Carmichael, in terms of Evan Carmichael, goes around promoting others more than himself. You understand? But what's amazing is if you want to overtake me, for example, you have to do more than me. You have to do more than 600 hours of communication skills, at least, to even overtake me. You understand? I realize although you must understand every single day I find myself much more of an inspiration daily, and I have a nice beautiful time now because I never have to be in the sun while doing these videos. I promise you I have a better time and understand either way that when you're busking, where there's less people, you'll find out this. You'll find out, hey, go and busk around people where there's more people only. You understand? I mean, if you want to busk, you go where it's more people. Whereas now, if you want to busk in Sydney, Australia, or this is the best place in Australia. Whereas now, if you want to busk in Australia, you go to Sydney, Pitt Street Mall. You understand? Brush, there's the most people there. I promise you, the best chances that you can ever succeed is in Pitt Street Mall for busking in Australia. And then, so go and try it out sometimes. Or as every single day, you must understand either way, that if I start busking here in the sun, and there's only 2-3 people watching me, or as now, yes, I get the nice beautiful audio done. I get my content done, you understand? But what's amazing is understand that I can do this content regardless of the busking, you understand? I can still be on the microphone. I can still use my amplifier. I mean, do I have to be standing to do it? I never have to be standing in the sun. I can sit in the shade and still amplify my portable speaker and use my microphone. So that's a nice beautiful skill, isn't it? I can still amplify my beautiful sound, and I never have to be standing in the sun. I never have to get skin cancer because of my content. You understand? Whereas although I love my content and I can never get skin cancer, really. I mean, nothing can damage me in the spiritual dome. I mean, the spiritual dome is something that's never physical, or something that's never physical is something that you can never touch. I mean, if you go like this and you're trying to touch the air, you can never touch the air. I mean, how can you destroy air? You can never destroy it. You can never destroy water. I mean, now, guess what? Whereas water, you can never destroy it. You can never destroy anything of this world. You understand? Whereas now, understand that no matter what, that everything's spiritual, and that's why. I mean, spiders, or else you can step on a spider and kill it physically. I mean, yeah, you can kill anything physically, but you can never kill it spiritually. You can never kill the image that the spider gave you. So, let's say you see a redback spider, but it's a beautiful spider, but then you kill it. But let's say just 2 seconds before you even kill it, you have an image of that spider. I mean, how can you kill that? You can never kill that. You can never kill that image. I mean, it's always going to be in your head. Understand? So that's a spiritual dome. Understand? Or as that spider may have walked just past you to go to its home. But then guess what? Or else either way, you can see an image of that. And that's what inspiration is. Understand? Or as inspiration is more images and more words and more breathing in this world. You understand? I'm pretty sure the silence in between the gaps is so inspirational. So when I'm listening to silence, I can actually see who around me is actually very inspirational and who's very curious about me and who's actually very violent. Because I can see by the silent language that they give me. You understand? I can actually always go into a corner somewhere. I can actually be in a corner somewhere and do my work every single day. And I never have to be around other people to do it. You understand? I'm pretty sure, although I love that. I love to be able to be away from people as much as I can because I understand they cause violence. I'm pretty sure every single day, people cause violence because they're very negative in words. You understand? I'm pretty sure I stay away from people who are negative with their words. I mean, when they never make sense with their words and their words never add up in terms of inspiring you, or else I stay away from them. You understand? I only go around people who lift me, and that's it. I promise you, if you lift me 10 times, but de-lift me once, I stay away from you. Or else if you lift me 10 times, over 10 times, you just lift me, I'll be around you. You understand? You have to always be lifting me. I promise you, even one mistake where you may say something negative about me, or you may even de-lift me or demotivate me with words, I understand you're going to do it again. You understand? I never, for the past 3 years, you have to understand that what's amazing is I never demotivate myself. You understand? I never demotivate myself anymore. I only lift people. But I may show you a rude finger. I may show you a rude finger on actual social media. I may just point a rude finger at you. You understand? But guess what? Or else that what's amazing is I message you to love you like that. Or else although many people find this very negative because they're negative. You understand? Or else when I do this, I mean, you may find it negative, but it's a positive scenario because am I hitting you physically? I'm never hitting you physically, so fuck you and fuck your mother. You understand? Or else now, are you offended? Because if you're offended, you then get negative. You understand? I never need you to get negative when I say fuck your mother. You understand? I'm very sure that I need you to go, I need you to go and say something like, I see, Danny, I see that you can be rude sometimes, but guess what? Or else if you fuck your sister, I promise you that you can be funny like that. You understand? Although, guess what? Or else that anyway, I then say, well, once you fuck the dog, or else either way, then I'll love you. You understand? And then we can just go back and forth because that's how we talk like brothers and sisters. You understand? But we never hurt each other physically. You understand? Whereas now, if I hurt you physically, you stay away from me. You understand? I never hurt you physically. I never, ever understand anything other than making sure that you must understand. I never hurt people physically, but you can be with me. You understand? Or else every single day, you must understand that I never encourage anything other than just growth. You understand? But what's amazing is understanding every single day, I never hurt myself physically. You understand? I make sure I'm lifting people. So I can say anything I ever want. I'll kill you tomorrow. I'll kill you today. I'll smash you. I'll actually hit you. I'll hit you, but I never will. You understand? I never will do it. You understand? I realize now, what's amazing is if you say, I will hit you, I realize if you go to somebody and say, I will hit you, you have not done it yet. I'll kill your sister. I may say it, but I'll never do it. You understand? I realize now, by the time that I will, you must understand it goes, I can, then I realize it goes, I will, and then I must. You understand? I realize now, the I must means you're doing it. You understand? I realize now, if you put anything into the silence of the moment, I realize now, before you even talk it out, you're just going to do it. I realize now, if I say I will kill your sister, I'm just talking about it. You understand? I realize it doesn't mean I'll do it. But without me saying that, I promise you that if you want to do that, you must understand you never do it. You never go killing people. But what's amazing is understand that before you even speak it out, you must understand to go and do it. Whereas now, if I was to go and kill your sister, I'll never tell you about that. I'll just go and do it. Or there's no talking about it. You understand? Or I just show up in front of your house without telling you, and I just go and do it. I mean, guess what? But if I say, I'll kill your sister for 100 years, I mean, it doesn't mean I'll do it. You understand? But then you may look at it as a threat. You understand? I mean, it's never a threat either. I mean, how can words threaten you? I mean, how can words actually damage you? I mean, I promise you that I promise you people can never be damaged by words. But people who make it seem out to be that they're damaged about words, or else they're the ones who try to damage other people. Whereas now, if you are offended about my words and you feel that I really damaged you with my words, you then want to cause me physical violence because you feel that my words hurt you. You understand? Whereas now, either way, you must understand those people are control freaks and they want everybody to shut the fuck up so that they can be the loudest and so that you can be something the smallest in the group or in the crowd. You understand? Whereas now, as soon as you say something, or else they get offended. You understand? Or when they tell you that they're getting offended, or when they're, let's say, telling you to shut up, or when they're telling you, let's say, to turn down the speaker or microphone or your voice down, but it's a free world, you can speak up. And they're telling you to shut up, you move away because those individuals are physical violence. You understand? Whereas if you never move away when they tell you to, you then understand that they have a problem with you. Or else when people have a problem with you, you move away. I mean, just go somewhere else. I mean, be smart to never ever get stabbed by them. And be smart to never ever be around people who have a problem with you because they will come and cause you physical violence. Even if you're just pumping music in the park. They may be sitting over there in a group and they say, shut the fuck up, turn off your speaker. I mean, they may tell you, but it's a park. I mean, it's a free world. I mean, they don't care. Or they'll come and get your speaker, or they'll steal your speaker, they'll steal everything from you. I mean, do you need that? I mean, just move away. I mean, go somewhere else. Understand? So what's amazing is understand that if I start pumping my music over here, or there may be a family just over there having a picnic. Understand? But I'm pumping music now, for example. Although, guess what? Or what's amazing is they may come up to me and say, turn off the music. And turn it off. And they may actually raise their voice, you know, understand? Or they may raise their voice on you. And they may start to actually get your stuff and start putting their hands on your stuff as well. I mean, they may cause you trouble because they believe that you're causing them trouble by pumping up music. I mean, how does music offend you? Or is that those people who tell you to shut up are offended about you? Or is now they're offended about you because you're loud. You're speaking up. You're raising tone in the world. So when you're pumping music, I mean, how does music offend anybody? I mean, music never offends you, but you believe it does. You understand? You must understand that music can never hurt you, but they believe that music hurts them. You understand? Or else now, because they believe that music hurts them or that your voice hurts them, or else they want to physically abuse you. You understand? Or as soon as they say shut up and take that video down or something like that against you, or as soon as they're against you in the words, and as soon as they team up on you as well, or as that 5, 6, 10, or as 3 women and 5 men can go up to you and say, shut the fuck up and turn off the video, or as they can all be against you, or as they all want to cause you violence. Because they're telling you to shut the fuck up, or as they're telling you to take off your video. I mean, they're telling you to kill yourself. Or as now, if you come up to me and you say, get this fucking video off YouTube because you said something. I mean, of course I have to say something. I mean, come on. I mean, now they may say, well, I am very offended by you because you said this. Or else now, I never want you to be offended. I'm never offended. You understand? Or else although they may say, I don't care, man. You said this about New Zealanders. You said this about this person. You called me a black nigger on YouTube. Or else, either way, you must understand that you never be offended about words in the first place. I mean, why are you offended? You understand? Because now, those individuals want to cause me violence. So I just have to leave. So what do? I never speak to them. I never reply. I never give them words anymore. You understand? Although I give them words online, I just never want to reply. I'm still giving them something. I'm giving them silence. Because in the silence of never replying to negative people, you find out really what they want. You understand? Whereas now, if you understand that somebody may be talking to you, and you're never replying to them, but you're looking them in the eye, and they're all talking to you, but you're never replying. Whereas now you truly get to see their intentions. Whereas now, what you do is you get your stuff before anything happens, and just go. I mean, never even look at them, and just get your stuff and go. Because that's the best scenario. Whereas now, if they land their hands on you, you just let it be, and just continue to go somewhere. You understand? I promise you. I promise you, although let them hit you and let them jump you and whatever. But never try to physically fight back, but call the police if they do anything. You understand? I promise you, you deserve it. You deserve to call the police to make sure that you're safe. You understand? I mean, call them so they can help you. I mean, guess what? I never want you around physical people who are bashing you. I mean, call the police before they even bash you. You understand? Although, guess what? I realize that before they even bash you, I mean, just go away. But when they physically abuse you, I mean, just call the police. You understand? Because that way you're going to feel safer around yourself. You understand? I mean, around people. I mean, guess what? I mean, feel safer around yourself anyway. But what's amazing every single day is I understand that every single day now, I look to be much more silent than the crowd around me, because I understand that what happens is they start complaining when I have my voice raised. Whereas when I raise my voice, which is my music, I just created a nice beautiful track, for example. I start playing my music on the park. I start playing my music in the park to just listen to it. And they're already complaining about it. I mean, they're saying, turn the fucking music off. I put 10 hours of my life to hear this music. And they don't give a fuck. You understand? I mean, they don't care that I put 10 hours of my life into making the song so that I can hear it on my portable speaker. But they're already telling me to shut the fuck up. You understand? So what do? I make sure that if it's a park or somewhere where I'm standing still, for example. So if you go to the beach and there's full of people, I mean, go and pump up your music anywhere you want, away from people as much as possible. You understand? I promise you that's the best scenario. First, the best scenario is be away from people as much as you can, and then you live free. But when you're around people, or else they'll try to go and really, let's say, damage you. You understand? Or else they'll try to damage you, or else they'll try to, let's say, I mean, they'll tell you to shut the fuck up. You understand? I realize that you just must go away from them, because that way you'll be free. You understand? You'll be free. You'll be a free soul. But never take off your video, and never take off your face from internet when you make a video. Or else I make this content, and then somebody comes over here to tell me that I said one word or sentence in this video to take this whole video off. I mean, this whole 43 minutes can help you. I mean, somebody else wants me to take it off. I mean, do you understand? So it doesn't make sense. I mean, guess what? Or else they just want to physically abuse me. Understand? So what's amazing every single day is focusing upon understanding that every single day you go and do something that you love to do, because that's how you succeed. You succeed through different endeavors. You succeed making sure that you're lifting people up every single day. And just focus on yourself and your image. Or else when people are walking around you, I mean, look at your image and go and focus upon how you look like. I mean, focus upon what you say around them, and focus upon understanding what you say while you are looking at them. I mean, while you're doing anything in life, I mean, focus upon understanding that every single day you can do something, but go and sit down and do your video. I mean, it's much better than being in the sun standing up. I mean, do your videos while you're sitting down. You understand? I mean, guess what? I can go to Pitt Street Mall now. I can get myself a chair. I can sit down and do my video. I can do it, but I want to stand up because I'm still in the shade. You understand? Or else, although, eventually I can sit down and do it. I can get myself an electric chair in one of those electric cars and sit on the car in terms of one of those cars that people get when they get in age, or as when they age, or as they sit on their car, and I can go to a nice beautiful Pitt Street Mall and start doing this public speaking event all my life. Understand? I promise you, although, the amazing thing about this is I'm staying consistent. I'm making sure every single day I'm posting videos online. I'm making sure every single day I help you with some area of your life. I promise you, although, that what's amazing is when somebody really is against you with words, I mean, just stay away from them. I mean, stay away from physical violence. I mean, stay away from those people who have already abused you. I mean, stay away from them as much as you can. I mean, stay away from them when they never allow you to do something. Or else, for example, my biological dad, I bring in the dogs in the house, and he's already taking photos of what I'm doing so he can show the police. I mean, I stay away from him, totally, because he's already violent with me. Whereas now, he's not violent, whereas he's not violent, but he's against me, you understand? Whereas now, is he really against me though? Whereas now, he's taking photos of me, but he may show the police. And now, I don't even care if he shows the police or not, but he's called the police on me before, you understand? I promise you although, every single day, I never lie. I promise you although, that every single day, I focus upon understanding that he's never called the police on me, you understand? I promise you, it's just really understand that he threatens to do all this, but it's just words, you understand? I promise you although, that when somebody doesn't allow you to do something, you must understand, they may get angry at you, otherwise they may get against you for doing it, you understand? Because I understand either way that my biological dad can get against me about something, and he has physically abused me, you understand? I promise you although I never tried to lie about what's happened, although I understand every single day that a lot of confusion happens, you understand? I promise you when there's a lot of confusion, you contradict the moments and you contradict what you say to go and speak out really what you mean, you understand? I promise you, you may say something sometimes, or else you may say something that you don't remember, but then you go back on it to understand that it's really this way. You understand? So that you can get your message across. Because that's the important aspect of life. But understand that anybody who physically abuses you, or doesn't allow you to do something, or tells you to shut up, or is negative with you in words, I mean, just stay away from them. Just stay away from them. Because my biological dad is very negative with me in words. I promise you. Although he's actually becoming nicer now with me because I left the house. You understand? I left his household, but now because I did leave the household on my family, which is my biological dad in Australia in terms of I and my biological dad, is just in Australia in terms of my family. And that's it. I promise you that I consider you my family. I consider everybody else my family, but they never consider me family. You understand? I love everybody equally, you understand? But they believe that I'm a stranger. Otherwise, everybody here is just one with God. You understand? But everybody here is I only. I understand although what's amazing is I understand that I stay away from everybody because I understand the negative world around me in terms of words. I promise there are plenty of people in terms of words who are just so negative with words. You understand? I promise especially the politics. I promise those politic guys and women, I promise they're very negative with words. You understand? I stay away from them. You understand? Because I go somewhere peaceful. I go under the trees. I go in the beach by myself. I go somewhere on the beach where there's nobody else. Because that's the bliss. I mean, if you're going to travel somewhere, travel where there's no people. I promise you, I see the Himalayas, I see these Hawaii, I see Tahiti in coronavirus. I promise you, nobody's going there. Go there now. Go alone. You understand? Because that's the best place. Go alone. You never need people there. You understand? Go somewhere where there's no people. Guess what? Or else it may be a popular area. But let's say there's no people there. Go there. Go anywhere. Go to the mountains and rock climb by yourself and forget the tour guides. Forget these people. You understand? If you're going to do anything, just make sure you understand that you do it much safer. You understand? Make sure you understand that if you're going on the Blue Mountain, if you're going Mount Everest, you understand? Guess what? Or now, it may be helpful for you to have a group with you. You understand? Because guess what? Or is that it's very cold, or is it's a big mountain, or is it snow, or is you can die. You understand? You can't die. You can get stuck. You can get stuck on the Blue Mountains. You understand? Guess what? Or is that what's amazing is understand that if you are not sure about it, you get some people around you. You understand? Get people who have actually gone there. You understand? And then go with them. If you're uncertain about how to do it yourself, then you actually get some people with you. But then what you do is you just be the most silent one with the people. I, although, encourage you to go everywhere by yourself without tour guides. If you're going to Ayers Rock in Australia, you can get tour buses. You can go with tour guides. But guess what? Go and get your own rental car like I did. Get your own rental car. And give $400 so you can go 2 days. But then guess what? You'll be there, and then you'll get to go around the rock with your own car. You understand? You own the car for 2 days. You understand? Although guess what? You go around, and you go see more of Ayers Rock and what's happening around town in terms of Ayers Rock over there, in terms of Alice Springs, than those people who are actually going by the tour bus. Alright, now why is that? Because the tour bus will say, we're going at 6 p.m. over here, and we're going at 5 p.m. over here, and 3 p.m. over here, and on the next day, or else we have to go to this place for 1 p.m., and then this place for 2 p.m., but then we'll go to this spot that we went before, just for 1 more hour. You understand? But guess what? You can be at the Ayers Rock for 8 hours. There's no going around. You can be as long as you want there. And then you can go this place over here whenever you want. You don't have to go with other people. You know what I'm saying? Or you can leave it come as you go. And that's the amazing thing about going alone. You understand? Or else, yes, or else it's nice when people drive you. I promise you. But get your own limo and just go with the limo. I mean, get somebody else to drive you. I mean, get the Uber. I mean, if you're a millionaire or billionaire, I mean, get the Uber all the way. I mean, let them drive you 5 hours with the Uber. I mean, what? I mean, you give $1,000. I mean, understand? I mean, guess what? Or you already have the money. You understand? Or as although, make sure you understand that when you let other people drive you, you make sure you understand that if you drive yourself, you'll be much more in control of your vehicle. You understand? I promise you, when other people are driving you, I promise you, there's a risk about those drivers. You understand? Because guess what? Or else that you never know how they drive. You understand? Or else although, make sure you understand that I'd rather let people drive me. You understand? I'm ready to leave this world anyway. I'm ready to leave this world. So let other people drive you. You never have to drive the car. I mean, let them drive you. I understand that one Serbian individual who is Shaban Šalić, who is a great singer in Serbia. And he goes under the tunnel, like also, for example, with Princess Diana. And they die in the tunnel somewhere. Understand? Or else somebody else hits them. Or else somebody else hit the car. Understand? Or else, although you must understand that it happens. Understand? I promise you, accidents happen like that. I mean, somebody just runs into the vehicle. But why? Or else now, that's because of how it is. You understand? I promise you, although, guess what? You must be ready for it. You must be ready for that plane to fall. You must be ready for the helicopter to just drop. You must be ready to leave this world all the time. You understand? You must understand that anything can happen. I mean, look at Kobe Bryant. I mean, he gets on a helicopter with his daughter and 14 other people, and the helicopter crashes. I mean, Kobe Bryant, who's very, let's say, famous around basketball. Or else anything can happen to me. But guess what? Or else that my content will be here forever. You understand? Or else I'm here to do my best. Or else Kobe Bryant is someone inspirational. Or else you must understand that anything can happen to anybody. You understand? I mean, look at Martin Luther King Jr. and John F. Kennedy and Mahatma Gandhi and Jesus Christ. Or else all are assassinated. You understand? I'm not sure, though, that's what it is. I promise you, every single day, focus upon understanding that no matter what, that inspirational people die as well. You understand? But guess what? You must understand that you never die. You never die spiritually. You can die physically. I promise you, Jesus is still here spiritually. I promise you, everybody is here still for you. I promise you, for you, I mean, everybody's here spiritually. You can always grab the information from them. You can always help yourself with them. You can always make sure every single day you're giving ideas, and you can always be heard. You understand? I always love I. I make sure you understand every single day that anything that happens with I say, I love I. You have to love yourself. You have to understand every single day that now I stay away from people so that I can go and just be blissful as much as I can. Whereas now, either way, my plans for the next 2 months and 3 months is making sure that either way, I still have to go and see, is the Great Barrier Reef open around Australia? And also I have to go and see the nice beautiful sand dunes and also Nelson Bay. And there's also Horseshoe Bay over here in terms of Newcastle. And there's this nice beautiful area that you can go and travel around. And then also I have to go to Port Macquarie, and also I have to go to my Coffs Harbour, and then Brisbane to go to Mackay in terms of the Great Barrier Reef over there, and just check out Mackay, and then also Early Beach. And then I want to go from Devonport, I want to go to Devonport, which is in Newcastle, and also, I mean, Devonport is in Tasmania, but I want to go from Mackay to Tasmania. And then I want to go from Mackay to Launceston, and then Devonport in Tasmania. And then I want to go travel back to Sydney. You understand? And then once I do that, or else it's about 3 months travel. You understand? I'm traveling for the next 3 months. So guess what? Isn't that beautiful? I get to do my content every single day. I wake up, I do my content, I travel around, I have money. I'm single, but I'm peaceful, I'm blissful, and I'm away from people. You understand? I'm away from people. But guess what? I'm doing my content every single day online. I'm staying consistent. I'm vibing. I love my life. I'm doing my fashion photos. I'm doing my business. You understand? I'm doing my business. But guess what? I promise you, then I get to Sydney. And then what happens? Whereas I just have already done this. You understand? I go and make sure I wrote everything already. Whereas although I'm still writing more about everything. I make sure I get to Sydney. I do my nice beautiful silent busking this time. And I do a 2-hour event, or I do a 1-hour event. And then I make sure I do some extra here and there. But what's amazing is understand, then I do my nice beautiful silent way of busking. And what this means is I'm the most silent around the crowd, but people are going to watch me for 6 hours. Just be silent as I have my nice beautiful chair. I have my chair, but what's amazing is get yourself a chair, for example, and go to Big W or Kmart or some local supermarket in your area and get yourself one of those folding chairs and put it in your nice beautiful, put it inside of your nice beautiful, let's say, trolley. So you never have to go and sit on the grass anymore. You understand? Alright, now if you want to go to a park, you grab up, you actually put your nice beautiful selfie stick and video inside of your trolley. You connect everything together. You put two microphones into your speaker, in terms of your portable speaker, and amplify your sound, and put your nice beautiful microphone to the side of your trolley and hang it somewhere. And then either way, you get the nice beautiful audio that you get here. But then guess what? You can go and do that anywhere in the shade with the seats. You understand? You have an actual folding seat and you sit down. You never have to find a bench like this where I have to do it today. I have to sit on the bench literally, and I have to actually sit on the bench today. But guess what? It's a flat bench. Or else it's a flat bench, and also the more you sit on it, or else the more you want to stand up. You understand? Because it's flat. So anything that you sit on that's flat, make sure you have a towel with you. I mean, bring a towel with you inside of a trolley. I mean, bring a soy milk with you every single day of your life. I mean, anywhere that you go, I mean, bring one soy milk, because that one soy milk is half your body weight in terms of protein. Understand? Or else it will maintain half of your body weight. I see a bee over here. I said, what's amazing is understand either way that when you see bees around, I mean, never move. Or else although you must move, understanding eventually that you must move, but understand that when bees are around you, I mean, just focus on understanding that they're looking for flowers. Understand? I promise you, although just recently I had a nice beautiful little spider like this, and I went, woo! You understand? Or else I never want to get bitten. You understand? And I'm a vegan, although I love animals. You understand? I never want to hurt it, but I realize it's a reaction. You understand? Or else, I mean, like a girl, you understand? Or else, although it's very funny, you understand? Or else when you have a little spider that can actually kill you, or else every single day, I mean, focus upon understanding. I have to live my life. You understand? I'm very sure either way. I understand either way. I never want to hurt animals, but this animal got on me, or as it gets on me, or as either way, you must understand. Every single day, I focus upon understanding my veganism is somewhere where I need to be, but understand that no matter what, that when you're eating something, you may have food, but make sure you're never eating a food that has to be refrigerated, for example. I mean, never eat with a fridge. I mean, never eat with a toaster, because you can never rely on a toaster and a fridge around the world. You understand? I mean, guess what? I realize you may have grown up in front of your family home where you have a fridge and toaster and microwave. But if you want to go traveling around the world, or there's no time for microwaving food, or there's no time for toasting food, you understand? Or there's no time to have a refrigerator with you everywhere, you understand? I mean, guess what? I realize that what's amazing is never rely on hostile refrigerators and hostile kitchens either. I mean, guess what? I never put my food in hostile kitchens, you understand? I put my food in the actual lockers and in my trolley. And that's it. I mean, that's where my food stands, you understand? I promise you, although I have food in one big bag, and that's it. I realize that before I travel somewhere in terms of my plane, I may get the plane from Brisbane to Mackay. I throw out the whole freaking food from my actual life that I have, and then I get the food and drink over there at the Mackay. I may bring maybe a tofu on the plane or something, you understand? But I throw the whole bag of food. I throw it away. You understand? I keep the bag. You understand? And why is that? Because it's more weight, where I have less weight on me, on the plane. You understand? I realize it's much easier like that. So what's amazing is I throw all my clothes away as well when I go on the plane somewhere. So I just go into a new area and I get new clothes there. Or else I may be just wearing this, for example, on the plane. But that's all my clothing. And then I may sleep in it as well for the night. You understand? I may sleep in it. I have a nice beautiful singlet and a little bit. I have a blanket over there and I relax. Understand? I have skins underneath. I have a singlet. I can sleep in that. Understand? But that's what I wear on the plane. It's just what I have on me in terms of clothing. So that's how you travel. And also understand that when you're really, really understanding how to eat food, I mean, make sure you finish off all the food you have in your fridge and in your life before you go to the supermarket. Or else every single day, focus upon finishing all your food before you go and get more food. I mean, never ever stock up on more food before you even finish these food. You understand? I promise you, although, make sure every single day that before you finish the food you have, I mean, make sure you never stock up on more food, because you have to finish the food first and then go, because that's the best way to have more money in your pocket. You understand? I promise you have more time, because who has time to go every single day to Woolworths? You understand? Although you have to have every single day. You must be going to Woolworths and supermarkets to just walk around. But understand that what's amazing every single day is never stock up on more than what you have when you never need it. Understand? Or else you only gain more when you need it. Understand? I promise you, although every single day I focus upon understanding that I'm always doing my work, I'm always doing something that I love to do. So I focus upon understanding on how to give you this knowledge. So understand either way that Grant Cardone goes on the undercover millionaire in terms of undercover billionaire. and understand it's a show and a TV show, and in terms of a reality show. Now it's 3 months where he goes away from his family for 3 months to be on a TV show. You understand? I mean, he has to do it for 3 months. You understand? Because he's shooting all the films and scenes. But guess what? Or else he's away from his family. And now, is it worth it? Or else, yes, it's worth it. You must understand either way that you go alone somewhere. I mean, go without your family. I mean, go become a star. Understand? Because either way, you must understand that what's important is it's about you and not your family. Understand? I promise you, you are the whole family. I promise you, before you even create your family, and before you even create your kids, you are your kid. You are your wife. You are your kid. You are everything in your life. You understand? So understand every single day, focus upon understanding to be kinder to the world around you, and understand every single day to focus upon the silence in between the notes of the area that you live in. I promise you now, every single day, you want to be living around the world, traveling. So forget the real estate and start renting real estate only, and forget trying to invest into real estate in terms of plastic money, other than just for one night at a time. Understand? I promise you now, either way, that if you're investing into real estate, I mean, make sure you never get yourself a lease. Understand? I promise you, a lease is where they sign a contract with you to say that you'll be in this area for 6 months. Otherwise, you have to give them the whole money for that 6 months. Understand? So guess what? Or else never sign a contract for anything. I mean, never sign a contract for a work job or some type of job that you're doing for plastic money. You never do it for plastic money. You must understand, you never sign a contract for a plan in terms of a loan or a mortgage or some type of loan from somebody. You understand? You never sign any contracts. You sign only a contract for 7 days max with accommodation. I mean, that's it. I mean, guess what? Or else that if you're renting anything in life, you just rent accommodation. You can rent everything. I mean, just make sure everything that you rent, but never own it. Or else now, if you want a portable speaker, I mean, instead of giving $500 straight up, I mean, go and give maybe $5. I mean, guess what? Or else what's amazing? Or else what's amazing is understand that if you understand that every single day, you must be renting everything you have only. You only rent it for 1 day. So understand that if you can rent a portable speaker, you give $5 and rent it. Understand? I promise you, although portable speakers are all ranging, but go somewhere where it's second hand and third hand and fourth hand in terms of the technology, and use that technology because it's much more affordable and something that you need every single day. So focus on understanding that I have a nice beautiful bird over here that's very nice and beautiful. I promise you, I'll focus upon understanding that this bird wants to go on me and jump to get some food. I promise you, although it's very beautiful, I promise you every single day I focus upon understanding that no matter what, that when you get your suit, or you get a surfboard, or you get skateboards, or you get skates, or any type of scooter, or let's say bike or something like that, or portable speaker, or any type of technology, I mean, rent it out for 1 day. Understand? I mean, rent it out for 1 day, and it's going to be much better for you. But if you want a portable speaker, really, I mean, get the whole speaker. I mean, get the money and give everything at once. And grab it. Because it's much better for me to give $430 to get this portable speaker right away, where I never have to be in a contract for 2 years to give the money for it. You understand? Because by the time 2 years happens, or as this portable speaker has already done my head in. You understand? Or as now, I may get the speaker, you understand? And I may want it for just 1 month. Or as now, after a month, or as I may want another speaker already, because this speaker is already something, let's say, that I never need anymore. Although I need my speaker. I have my speaker. I love it. I promise you, although, let's say you get your technology. I mean, guess what? Or as if you sign a contract for 24 months, that you want this speaker, which is $430, but you're giving $5 a week. Or as although after a month, or as somebody damages it, I mean, do you have insurance on the actual speaker? Because extra insurance is extra $400. You understand? I mean, that's what they want you to do. Or else they want you to give extra money for insurance. But then what happens is, understand that if you have no insurance for it, or as although you may want something else other than this portable speaker in 3 months' time, or maybe in 1 year's time. You maybe want something else. But then guess what? Or else then you are stuck giving money for some speaker that you never even own anymore. You understand? I mean, because you have a plan. Or else now, guess what? Or else I have an iPhone, for example, and I went on a plan. And after 1 year, or else somebody stole my iPhone. I had no insurance on it. I still have to be giving the money for another year for that iPhone. You understand? Because that's the plan. You understand? Because where's the phone? Or else, guess what? I understand that understand either way that you insure yourself as much as possible. But understand that before you insure yourself, I mean, make sure you never sign a contract in the first place. And that's insurance. Understand? I promise you now, with my lease, in terms of my real estate, in terms of the nice, beautiful renting place in Eastwood that I used to live in, I promise you, I signed a contract saying 3 months I'll be there. I signed another contract saying for another 3 months to extend. And then guess what? I left before that even happened. Understand? Or now, either way, you must understand that individual is chasing me and saying, hey, I want you to come over here. I want you to give me this money. You understand? Although, guess what? Or else I left. You understand? I never listened to a stupid contract. You understand? But never do it because they can take you to court. You understand? I promise you, I was lucky with this individual because I have some background of giving him some money here and there. But what's amazing is understanding that he allowed me to go. I promise you, either way, I allow myself to go. I never went to him to say, I want to leave to Melbourne, because he's going to say, you must be here. Or he will say, you must be here to give me money. You understand? I just went. You understand? So if you sign a contract and you have a contract with someone, just leave. Just go. Never ever be stuck in one place. You understand? Just go. And let them say, just tell them, you'll be back. You'll be back. You give them the money. You give them the money. Just lag it for 10 years. Lag the money for 10 years. Lag it for 50 years. And just give them the money anyway. Understand? Or as if you owe somebody money, lag as much as possible. You understand? Or as now, what's amazing is to understand that Facebook advertising and Instagram advertising and YouTube advertising never works. It never works. You understand? That what does work is understanding every single day that it does work on some level. You must understand. But what's amazing is understand that it doesn't build your legacy much. You understand? What builds your legacy is understanding content that you produce online. And that's it. Advertisements, in terms of advertising yourself around the area, yes, I promise you it can work. I promise you it can work to give some money so that you can advertise yourself at the casino for about a month, understand, before you even get there. I promise you it can happen. Understand? So what happens is, realize every single day that you focus upon understanding that when you sit on something flat, you sit on a towel. Understand? You sit on a towel, or else if you have to sit on a floor or something, or else if you have to sit on a concrete path or flat surface, or maybe on the grass somewhere, sit on a towel, because there are spiders inside the grass. There is bugs. I realize there's all these huntsmen in terms of the spiders. So either way, you must understand maybe a snake will come as well. Understand? But guess what? I realize before you even do that, get yourself a seat and put it in your trolley and sit on the seat, so you never have to worry about the insects going on you. You understand? So every single day, bring a towel with you if you need to. You understand? Understand every single day that if you have to get on the ground, for example, you bring a towel. But if you have a chair with you, you no longer need to bring a towel with you unless you're going to the swimming pool or to the shower or to the beach. Unless you're actually going and sitting on the ground to have a picnic, bring a towel then. You understand? Bring a mattress with you. What's amazing is understand that now I can go and understand every single day that when I go and brand myself with photos somewhere, I can actually bring a mattress with myself on, or as I can bring a mattress with myself inside of my nice, beautiful trolley. I can bring a mattress, you understand? Although, I understand I can also totally avoid going and doing it in the rain. Is it worth the actual effort of bringing is it worth the effort of bringing a mattress every single day of my life so that I can brand myself with photos somewhere in a beautiful place where it's a wet floor? I promise you all though, that what I can do is I can just go without the mattress, and then I can also make sure to just go and sit there and dirty my clothes. Who cares? It's so beautiful. You understand? Or else either way, or else I'd rather do that than actually bring the mattress with myself everywhere. Understand? Because I love to carry less with me. Understand? So anytime you understand that the most important aspects of my life right now are, is the word I realize, although it's also my nice beautiful trolley and my nice beautiful portable speaker and my technology and my shoulder bag, which has my technology in it. That's it. I promise you the food and drink, I promise you extra razors, I promise you anything that's extra around town, I promise you forget about it. I promise you raincoat, I promise you now the raincoat is something that can be important for me. I realize it can be important, so I keep it. And also my towel, I promise you the clothing, I promise you that's all rubbish. Understand? Because what's important is understanding that when I brand myself and I bring new clothing with myself, I'll go and make sure every single day that I go and focus upon having new clothes, and then I go and brand myself as much as possible. And I do everything as much as possible about my meaningful life. You understand? So everything that I love to do, I try to connect it all together in one daytime so I can go and do everything. You understand? And now one daytime is 24 hours. You understand? And guess what? I realize night is day and day is night. You understand? Although, guess what? I realize that's how I feel. You understand? So every single day, I love to go indoors to work. I love to go outdoors and work. I just understand that either way, I stay away from the sun so I can take care of my physical skin. I understand that what's amazing is I love everything. I love the sun to go on my eyes. I love the sun to do everything to me. I love when people kill me. I love when people do everything to me. I have to love it. But I never let it offend me. I never let anything offend me. I never let your words offend me. You can say whatever you want with your words with me. You can call me names. You can say whatever. I say I love it. I love that. I love that. I rush every single day. I never ever get offended about you. You understand? Because I understand something. I understand that words never rule over me. I promise you, nobody can rule over words with me. I promise you, every single day I focus upon understanding to give you the most ideas I can, because that's what a leader does. I promise you, that's what somebody does who actually helps you every single day. So focus upon understanding every single day that you give the extra effort. I mean, give yourself extra time. I mean, give yourself the best effort you can. But learn from my mistakes. I realize my bum now is really, really, let's say numb. I have a numb actual bottom right now because I'm sitting on a flat surface with no cushion. Or my skin is numb, you understand? Or although you must understand, either way, sit on a nice beautiful chair. I mean, go get yourself to Big W or Kmart or some local supermarket and get yourself a chair now so that you can prosper and grow, you understand? Russia, you must understand either way to go and do the best you can and go and brand yourself around town somewhere and make sure you're doing some fashion photoing. Do some fashion photos for yourself every single day. But focus on understanding that this is my first time doing a nice beautiful portable speaker with an amplifier, with a nice beautiful microphone, and I'm ready to interview somebody while I'm sitting down in the shade doing it, while my phone is inside of my trolley as my beautiful stand, you understand? Because if I put it on the floor, or as now the floor is another half meter down, you understand? But my nice beautiful trolley is already, let's say, up and way to go, understand? Or as now, either way, I have to get myself a new selfie stick, I have to get myself new content. Or else, although, understand I can still use this selfie stick. I have no worries with the selfie stick. Understand? Or else that, you must understand every single day, I focus upon understanding that I'm going to do something that I love to do. So when I do something that I love to do, I talk it up, I talk. Understand? I love to talk every single day. And I make sure every single day that you can hear me now clearly, every single day in a new way. But what's important is every single day that sometimes you can just go and move your nice beautiful video like that so that you can have a nice beautiful range of videos. But if you understand that this over here is like that, for example. I mean, understand? I mean, go and understand to put your video just like this because it just makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? Whereas every single day, focus on understanding that those little small details makes a big difference. You understand? Whereas now, sometimes my actual photos in Instagram may go like this, for example. Or else my body may go like that, for example, in the photo. So I take away those photos. I never post them online. You understand? Whereas now, if my photo, if I go like this and my photo is like that, or else I make sure to go and pull the photo like this so that I see it like this. Or that makes more sense than doing it like that. You understand? So make sure you understand that your whole body is actually in the photo so that you can post those photos online. Or sometimes I purposefully post those photos because sometimes I do these close-up photos of myself. And once I do these close-up photos of myself, I realize that sometimes I understand that it's purposefully driven, that my body is somehow going out of the photo, you understand? But if you understand that some small details like this, for example, where you're pointing like this, but it's actually going like that, or else it makes more sense for you to go like that, you understand? And to post those photos, where it's more like this than like this. I mean, do you understand? So make sure you understand to have your full body inside of the photo when it's unintentional to, let's say, have your photo be much more on the outside world, understand? So make sure it's always in inside when it's intentional, in terms of when you want it to be, in terms of your photos, to be inside of the photo, and make sure you post those photos. But when it's intentional for yourself to have these photos, I mean, go and post them online. You understand? Because there is a time and place for that too. Or there's a time and place where your legs may go out of the equation, but then just your body, in terms of just the middle part of your body, may be in the video. Or actually in terms of the photo. So understand to go and check out my ideas and how I actually post my photos online. I mean, you'll learn something about it. I mean, every single day you'll learn something when you just look at my fashion photos and how I do it. I never get other people to do my fashion photos. I never do it. I realize I do something much greater than that. I'm pretty sure that I really am much more inspirational because I've seen this woman every single day and she goes and drives a car and she goes to these sidewalks everywhere and she just drives a car everywhere doing these fashion branding photos. And she has a professional camera and everything. But she makes great photos and that inspires me. You understand? I'm pretty sure though, those ideas, I'm pretty sure I grabbed the idea of that where she's branding herself. Although I see many women, I see many men doing it. Although guess what? I realize that I do it differently. I make sure you understand that I never have to drive a car to go and fashion model myself. You understand? I'm pretty sure I just go and find a background somewhere. I find, for example, some background. I may do on a stool in terms of, I may do on this actual flat bench. I actually can now understand I can use my nice beautiful trolley as my actual idea. So what I do is I place my trolley over there and I place my selfie stick in the actual trolley, and then my trolley stands up as a stand to make sure that I have a better photo shot. So something like this, but just making sure that I can go and put my trolley just there so it can be my stand as well, which is amazing. And also I can put my nice beautiful video camera in terms of my actual phone camera, because I only ever record with phones. I record my videos with my phones. I never need a video camera other than my phone video camera. You understand? I never need an actual camera that just takes a photo, because I have a phone that takes photos. You understand? So everything in terms of videos, everything in terms of videos and camera work and images, I do it all with a phone today, because that's the newest way. You understand? Whereas the old way is actual those, it's those video cameras that are huge video cameras, man. I mean, they're $5,000 bucks. You understand? I mean, you can get yourself the latest iPhone, or else you get yourself the latest iPhone, and you give, let's say, 1,000 whatever, or else every single day, you get a better pixel shot than actual those cameras that are $5,000. You understand? Because it's much more lightweight, or else it's lightweight, or else a phone, or else it weighs under 200 grams, but they give you this massive actual video camera that has 20 kilos on it. You understand? And it's $5,000. I mean, who wants to carry 20 kilos around all the time? You understand? So guess what? Or just be smarter that the phones today are for videos and images. I mean, it's more than enough. I mean, is this more than enough as your video camera? I mean, of course it is. I mean, it's a Samsung D9, or this is a Samsung A51 Galaxy. I mean, there's a A71 Galaxy, or there's an A91 Galaxy, or there's other ones, or there's much more levels than this one. Or this is a 48 pixel camera. You understand? Or else either way, you must understand, I gave $550 to get this phone. Understand? So either way, I get it for free. I get everything for free because I receive allowance from the government. Understand? So either way, I receive allowance from the government because I understand every single day that what's important is I grow. I use other people's money, but then I understand that what's amazing is I always keep traveling. Understand? But guess what? I mean, 10 million Australians right now are receiving support from the government too. Or else either way, you must understand that I never need the 9-to-5 job. So I receive some government support for now. And then either way, I just get off the allowance altogether. Understand? I'll get off the allowance eventually. Understand? So every single day, focus upon understanding that the allowance alone doesn't make you anything much more stupid. Understand? I promise you that what's amazing is understand that you're never stupid for receiving money. Understand? Or else when somebody gives you money, or else when the government gives you $800 today, I mean, do you receive it? I mean, of course you receive it. I mean, if you choose to understand that if the government comes up to you today and says, hey, we're giving a handout today, and we'll give you $800, I mean, do you want it? I mean, it's for free. I mean, of course you say, yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, what? I mean, isn't that smart? I mean, of course it's smart. I mean, understand? I mean, oh, Danny, but they're working on a 9-to-5 job, but you're just receiving handouts. I mean, yeah, because it's so smart, isn't it? You have to receive some handouts sometimes. Understand? I've been receiving handouts since I've been 1 year of age from the government. I mean, what? I mean, they print it in 1 second. I mean, they print $600 in 1 second. Understand? Of course, they print it. Then they make people work for it. So every single day, understand, I thank you. Or else every single day, I thank you very much. Every single day, I focus upon understanding that no matter what I'm doing, I'm focusing on a better world. I'm focusing on understanding that there's always something more to do. So when I'm doing something that's really according to giving ideas, I make sure I'm always ready for anything that happens. So I always understand that anybody who wants to be louder than me or wants to inspire me, I can tell by the actual sound. So this one over here is actually much more positive with me. I promise you she's actually motivating me to keep going. But then sometimes you must understand that sometimes some people come around me and then look at me and then actually give me some ideas about themselves. So I'm always focusing upon different areas of life. But what's amazing is I give only business cards to those people who ask for it. You understand? I only give my business cards to those people who come to ask about my business or, let's say, talk to me first. So, for example, let's say an Uber driver, I give them money in terms of plastic. I'll give them also my business card as well. You understand? So it's only the ones that actually talk to me that I give the business card to. Now that woman over there is talking to me, but understand that what's important every single day is focusing upon understanding that I can go to her now and give her my business card also. Because she spoke with me. You understand? But those people who never speak with me, they're never interested in mine. Although I never need them in my life. You understand? I have over 700 hours to help those people. You understand? But they're never interested in my conscious, or they're never interested in my conscious ability to help them. I understand although I never need them in my life. I have Jesus Christ. So I understand every single day. I'll focus upon understanding that there's always something better that I can do. And sometimes you have to just move even forward into the camera so that the nice, beautiful image can go and really, really evacuate in a better way. But if I do that, I realize that my nice, beautiful video actually looks like more shade now. But if I just raise the tone right here, I'm saying either way that you can now see me much greater in a way that it's much more tone. But if I just go and place it in the halfway mark like that, or is that's even much more better quality, isn't it? So just leave it as the original. Understand? I'm not sure. Sometimes you have to raise the brightness of your video because sometimes the shade may be too much in your video. So sometimes you just raise the shading in terms of your video. But if I go like this now, or else it's just the nice beautiful sun. So you can see the sun behind me is like that. So every single day, focus upon understanding. There's just every single day, you're focusing upon giving ideas, but you're making a seminar every single day, and then you're focusing upon understanding that now, when I go to Marketplace, for example, or else if I go to Marketplace, post office, or else I'll set up my nice beautiful portable speaker like this, and my trolley to do all these videos like now, in terms of how I'm doing it now. But understand either way, but what's important is understand that now I can go anywhere to do these videos. I can go anywhere around Sydney to do these videos. I promise you, it doesn't have to be with Pitt Street Mall, or else I don't have to do busking anymore. Or else what's amazing is I want to do busking because it's the best way to market yourself today. I promise you, it's the best way. So if you go and stand just in the middle of Pitt Street Mall, or else there's 2,000 more people and more, or else 15,000 people every single day and more in the space of 1 hour. I mean, every day, 15,000 people are walking by. I mean, every single hour in Pitt Street Mall from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I mean, that's free promotion. I mean, just stand there and just put your nice beautiful Instagram, and many people will see you, and just be in silence. And now when you're in silence, or else they will come and see you. Understand? I promise you, it's that simple. But if you are loud, and you're so loud in front of them, I promise you, they'll never ever come and see you because you're so loud. You understand? I promise you, they never love anybody who's so loud. You understand? So realize if you're silent, I realize they'll love you. But if you're so loud in front of them, I realize they'll hate you. Understand? I'm not sure though, they are just people who are unconscious. Understand? Or else they're unconscious and unaware that I'm helping them with these words. Understand? For sure, they just see someone blabbering over the top of them. Understand? I'm not sure that every single day, understand that it's just you do your work anyway. I have to always practice my beautiful public speaking in front of people. But now I have a nice beautiful strategy where I'm always growing and I'm always developing my heart. I'm always developing who I am daily, because now I can always focus upon something better for myself, because I focus on the words in between the lines and I focus on the actual silence in between the lines as well. I'm pretty sure every single day I focus upon understanding that there's always something better to do. I can always understand that I can always lift people with my heart. I can always lift people with my ideas. So look at the nice beautiful ideas that I do have right now and understand that it's just important that you understand that every single day of your life, you must be understanding that my life now is much more successful than yesterday because I choose to give you more content. So for the next 10 years and for the next 72 years, or else the only path that I stick to, really, I thank you very much. Or else every single day I focus upon giving knowledge. I focus upon understanding. When I give knowledge, I'm focusing upon understanding how to do my work. Or else I do my work in ways that I give you knowledge. I give you ideas. I give you so many ideas and skills to inspire your day every single day. I inspire your day every single day with these videos, you understand? Or else I've already done my 1 hour for the day, but guess what? Or else I'll do some extra today, you understand? Because I love to do my work. Or else now either way, or else it's 4, or else it's 3:35 p.m. Or else that either way, I understand that I'm just doing my work, or else when I do my work, I still have time. I still have another 2 hours to do my fashion modeling photos. But I understand either way, I have 4 hours to do my fashion modeling photos. Or else I can go and pick one spot around here and I can go and do it. You understand? I have to go and do some fashion modeling today. So every single day I bring my clothing inside of my trolley. I bring my shoulder bag inside of my trolley. I bring my portable speaker inside of my trolley. I bring everything inside of my trolley. I never have to carry it anymore. I carry it with my trolley. You understand? For sure, I just push my trolley. You understand? For sure, it's that simple. But I just carried 2 phones in my pocket, and then either way, or is that 2 phones means extra battery, and it also means extra business. Or as now, when your phone dies, or as when this phone dies, I have my other phone. I have my other phone to do my business with. You understand? So I'm always like that. You understand? I'm always understanding that if I get 4 phones, I have extra 4 phone batteries. You understand? Or as I can go and work on any phone. I mean, my business is always running. You understand? So either way, I can do my business without internet. I can do my business with internet. I can do my business on the plane, and I can do my business without the plane. You understand? I can do my business anywhere, at any time. I mean, guess what? Or else my business is always running. And how is that possible? Because it's a communicational business. Or else I just go and solve problems. I mean, that's it. I go and look for ways to help you. I mean, that's it. I look for ideas. I look for ideas on how I can help your life to succeed in different ways. I go and read from entrepreneurs. I give them that knowledge. I give you that knowledge. You understand? Because I apply that knowledge. And then that's right. Or that's right. Or every single day, there's nothing right and wrong about what I do. Every single day, I'm just growing and looking at ideas. Otherwise, if you write a book, I'll go and read your book, and then I'll go give people your ideas. But I've already applied your ideas, if I like the idea. Whereas now, I love everything, Or now I understand that if your ideas help me, I'll go help other people with your ideas. Understand? But if your ideas never help me, I just keep reading on to try find an idea that I can go and give to other people. Understand? And that's it. I'm a messenger of God. I'm a messenger of you. If you have some information to give me, I'll go read you. I'll go read what you have, and then I'll go and send it to somebody. Virtually none of the people from the past that I've met, in terms of 50,000 people, virtually none of them are authors. Understand? Virtually none of them. Virtually none of them wrote a book. Virtually none of them have a YouTube channel except a few. Understand? Virtually now, those individuals are never teaching much on those YouTube channels. Understand? Virtually they have maybe a shuffling video of them dancing or something like that, or else that's it. Understand? Virtually shuffling videos. Understand? Virtually that's it. Virtually 50,000 people, and one individual has a shuffling video type of just dancing. Virtually that's it. Understand? Virtually either way, you must understand that no matter what, or else those are the individuals I grew up with. I grew up with those individuals who are never millionaires, or else they're never billionaires in plastic money. Understand? So either way, or else everybody's a billionaire, or else everybody's everything in terms of spirituality. But physically, you must understand that I'm at my peak of my life in my physical range and also in my spiritual range right now. So I understand that many women never accept me because of my muscles and because of my beard and because of how I am. Understand? I show them the root finger and they get negative. Understand? Although they go for drunk people. Understand? I show them the root finger, or now it's never the root finger. I show them the middle finger. I show them the positive finger, and they get negative about it. Understand? But they go for a drunk man. Understand? I mean, why do you go for a drunk man, but when I do this and I'm sober, you dislike me then? I mean, why? I'm sober though. Or every single day, focus on understanding that many women will confuse you. You understand? I mean, many women talk themselves up. I understand this one woman, I mean, she's a smoker of a cigarette. You understand? I'm not sure, although she smokes so much cigarettes that it's so ugly to me, and she believes that she's much more attractive than me. You understand? I never smoke a cigarette. I mean, she smokes cigarettes, and she believes she's more attractive than me. I mean, you wish. You understand? Or so what's amazing every single day is I focus upon understanding that I'm my own mother, I'm my own father, I'm my own everything. But every single day I focus on Jesus Christ, I focus upon the Bible of Jesus Christ, and then I focus upon giving spirituality about the Bible and about all life forms. So, for example, now to sum up my day in terms of this video and everything, you must understand that anything that's one sentence can sum up your whole video, or as one word can sum up your whole video, or as everything can be a recapitalization of capitalism in your life. So when you have capitalism, you're looking for ways to understand finance, you're looking for ways to understand controversy and conversations with people, but then understand either way that what you're doing every single day is focusing upon understanding that you go and have a great life for yourself. Whereas now, understand that I'm at the peak of my life. I woke up today very happy. I woke up listening to silence this time, because every single day I wake up, I listen to silence first. I see what silence wants me to do, and I go in silence and I go and start writing in silence. Understand? I continue my day, but then really fast, I get into the shower, I get into the grooming session really quickly. I come here really quickly. Understand? Or actually, it's all quick. And then guess what? I have all music. I have music tonight for 8 hours. I mean, that's my nice, beautiful schedule coming up. I mean, from 11 a.m., from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., I'll be doing music production. You understand? I'm probably going to do some uploading with my nice, beautiful video over here, but I make sure I have more than enough time. So before I even go out Newcastle again, because I came here on the first day. I already became homeless. I came here on the first day, but guess what? I booked my accommodation for next month over here. I have to check the dates. So every single day, check the dates before you book. You understand? I want you to book accommodation for the day that you arrive on that day. Understand? But I came here and I booked the accommodation for next month and for the next day. Understand? Although you must understand that what's amazing is check the dates before you even book, and make sure you double check and triple check and multiple check before you give the money, because sometimes you may understand that you may make an error or a mistake where you book a hostel and there's beds available, but then you understand you get there and it's actually for the next day, but then they're booked out today. Or they booked out today, but tomorrow they're free. You understand? But you book for tomorrow. Or then what happens is you have to start calling all these hotels, you have to start calling all these motels, and then guess what? Or it's all full. Or else everybody's full. You understand? And what do? You end up on the street. You understand? I slept on the street for about 2 hours. You understand? Or else either way, I learned something from it. I learned something. So every single day that something where adversity happens in your life, you must be understanding right now that homeless people and anything that's homeless today, you must understand is survival mode. You must understand it's survival mode. I was now look to survive the day, and that's it. I was now, when I communicate and I start doing my journaling. Because I understand on the street, you have no PowerPoints as well. I love that. First, there's no PowerPoints on the street. I mean, how do I charge my technology? So what do I have? I have 2 portable chargers. I have 2 phones for batteries. I have my laptop too. I have plenty of battery for one day. I mean, no matter what happens, I have battery for one day. You understand? Or else by the time the nice beautiful restaurant opens up at 8 o'clock in the morning, or else they have a PowerPoint. You understand? Or else either way, I make sure you understand that sometimes you have to go homeless on the street. You have to go learn how it is homeless on the street. And go a few times. I mean, never just go one time. I mean, go a few times. I mean, just go on the street homeless with what you have. And try to exist without sleep for 24 hours. I mean, try to never sleep for 24 hours and try to be on the street and book yourself one hostel somewhere before it happens. Understand? So what happens is, you go, let's say in your area, I mean, go and book one accommodation center the next day. But let's say on that day, you're going to be homeless. Understand? But then you're going to go and be around that area where you booked the accommodation. Understand? Or else now, what you do is you don't have to book accommodation. You can go back to your parents' house, or go back to your actual real estate or something. But either way, you must understand that you just be homeless and go and find out what do you do during 2 hours in terms of 2 a.m. and go and see how it really is. You understand? I mean, go and see. I mean, bring some food along with you. I mean, get really understanding that you must understand to get really skillful about all that. Understand? So what I done is understand that my first time I was homeless for 2 nights in a car. Although I had no trolley, I realized that no matter what, I was in a car. Although I realized now there's a big difference between that moment and this moment. And also I was homeless at Noosa as well. I was homeless over there for 1 night. But then I was homeless at Noosa in a better position than I was in the car. Understand? When I was homeless in the car, I just left my biological dad's house. I had a big argument with my biological dad. And then guess what? I left this house. I became homeless for 2 days. You understand? My biological mother sent me $400, but she was unaware that I was homeless. And I used the $400 to go get myself real estate renting somewhere. And I started to rent for the first time. You understand? I started to rent for my first time somewhere else other than my biological dad's house. You understand? So either way, I realized that no matter what, I use all the money I have to travel now. I use all my money for accommodation and for food and drink to live life. Or else either way, I use it for technology too, so that I can grow you understand? Or is that either way, I mean, everything I have is for you understand? And that's it. I'm pretty sure that every single day I focus upon understanding now that when I became homeless in Newcastle, or else I was never expecting this. I was traveling from Sydney. I traveled around 4 hours to get to Newcastle to become homeless for another 24 hours. Understand? I arrive at Newcastle and then I'm homeless for the next 24 hours. Understand? On the street. I mean, do you understand? I'm just walking my trolley everywhere. Understand? So either way, I found a nice, beautiful place where it's a car park. Understand? I slept in the car park over there, but I slept with no people. I went as further as I can where there's no people, and I felt peaceful. I felt silence. There's a lot of silence around me. I became aware of a lot of silence. You understand? And it's peaceful. I felt this bliss and peace while I'm homeless. And either way, I started to write. I started to write and write and write. I wrote 200 pages. I wrote 200 pages. I mean, for the first time ever. I mean, guess what? I realized that day, I learned something amazing. I realized I'm much better today at being homeless than ever before. I'm much better now being homeless because at the car, in terms of the 2 nights I was homeless in the car, was the worst days of my life in terms of homelessness. But then the second time I became homeless, let's say after that segment, in Noosa, in terms of Queensland, in terms of the Sunshine Coast, I became homeless there because of $10 that I didn't have. You understand? I didn't have $10 and they didn't want to let me sleep because of $10 in plastic money. Or else either way, I slept on the street for 5 hours. Or else either way, I'm pretty sure I slept next to the hostel too, that they kicked me out with. Or else either way, I'm pretty sure that no matter what, I went somewhere else, but every single day focus upon understanding that I then, from that situation, was better in my mindset and techniques about being homeless this time. But then here in Newcastle, I'm much better than those 2 situations. I'm much better at being homeless now than at those situations. Or else now, if I ever become homeless again, unfortunately now I'm picking up skills this time, I can see much better skills on how to be able to survive one day in being homeless, you understand? Or else I can pick up skills, but I'm learning skills along the way. So what happens is, during my adversity of being homeless, or else I was writing, and I'm learning so much I'm learning about my experience. I promise you now it's worth being homeless. You understand? I promise you it's worth being where you are today if you're learning from it. You understand? I promise you that's it. I promise you that's a nice, beautiful experience of my homelessness. And then either way, I learned so much that it became worth it. Alright, now if you're in a situation where you're facing adversity and you're facing heartbreak and you're facing some kind of travesty, or maybe your parents died or whatever, you make it worth it. I mean, learn from it quickly. I mean, learn to understand how to learn from it. You understand? I mean, learn to write more about that situation. I mean, go and tell your story about that. And that's what I was doing with my Nice Beautiful journal. I was telling you my story in my journal about how it is to be homeless. And I was just writing and writing about homelessness and my day about being homeless. I realized now it's worth it because at least you're going to learn from it. You understand? I'm not sure now. It's the same as this video. I'm talking about my homelessness. I'm talking about my story. And that's why it's worth it now. Because if you want to fill in the gaps in between the lines of the day, because what I do is I write. I write to do that. I make sure every single day that whatever time it is, I'm writing to fill in the actual gaps of the mind stream. I mean, what kind of gaps? I mean, every single day of every single hour, I can do my business. I make sure I fill in the gaps. So when there's nothing else to do, I write. That's it. I write more because it makes it worthy for me to do so. I'm pretty sure when there's nothing else to do, I write more to give you content. Understand? Because my video can only be done at a certain period of time in the day, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Understand? But in between those times, I write something down. I write something. I physically write on typewriter. I'm just writing and writing and writing. I never need Bill Gates' Microsoft Word. Understand? I use my notes application. And I just upload PDFs online. I mean, go check out my actual Mega Drive and see how I do it. I mean, check out my whole Mega Drive and how I orchestrate my life around courses and about my life and about music production and how I really set up everything in different folders. I mean, go and check out how I organize everything in my folders online, because eventually you have to go and place all your content up online anyway. So pick Mega Drive as your carrier. Understand? Right now, your phone plan, or as now you may be with Optus, you may be with Vodafone, you may be with Amaysim. You may be understanding that these companies are the banks. You understand? Or as the banks own Vodafone, or as the banks own Optus, or as the banks own Amaysim, or as these are card carriers, so SIM card plans. Or as now, what I do is I get prepaid only, and I only give $30, and I get a certain amount of gigabytes, and then I use it up, and then I throw up the SIM card. I throw the SIM card in the bin. I get myself a new one, but I get a discount. I get $15. I get in terms of I give $15 instead of $35. You understand? Because I get a new SIM card, because they have new deals and new discounts. You understand? But if you're always on the same number, and then you're always fulfilling that number with the prepaid, you always have to be giving $35 each time. You understand? But when you throw away the SIM card, or when you throw away the SIM card and the whole number, you understand? And you have two phones, for example. You can have one phone where people can call you. You never have to have credit on this phone. Or now this phone over here, I have two phones. Or this phone is my real number. Or that phone is the SIM card plan where I throw the SIM cards away. Understand? And then guess what? Or now this phone over here, I never call anybody on this phone. I never call anybody. I receive calls on this one. I give my phone number on this one so that people can call me on this one when it's important. Or although my other phone, or this phone over here, I mean, I never give anybody this number over here, because these numbers, I throw them away. Or I pick a number with a 777 at the end, or any double numbers as much as I can, or triple numbers, and I never give myself custom numbers. Understand? Because I throw away the actual SIM cards. Understand? I save one number. I have one number. I have a phone that tells me the number. I can always check my number, because that's my custom number. Whereas now, when you get yourself an actual phone number, I mean, put it in your phone so that you can reference it and so that you can remember it. But what you do also is understand every single day that you can write out that you can say, at the end of my Nice Beautiful number, I have 344. And then that way, or as the first number of my Nice Beautiful phone is 0. Or as now, the second number of my phone, in terms of my life, in terms of my mobile phone, in terms of my Samsung A20 Galaxy is 4. And then it goes to 1, in terms of 412. You understand? Although you write it down as much as you can, you write your phone number down as much as you can, physically, and then you remember it. Whereas if you want to remember 5,000 words off by heart, you write it down all over again and all over again, and you remember it. You understand? You can remember anything. You can teach anything through words. You can achieve anything you want spiritually. I mean, spiritually, you're flexible. You're flexible, as Dr. Wayne Dyer says. You have to be so flexible, you understand? Because that's what spirituality is. Or else it's like one of those bending trees. You understand? Like Dr. Wayne Dyer says. You must understand, it's so flexible to do anything that you want. You understand? So every single day, your business must be flexible. You must understand ideas every single day. But I'm enjoying my day today. I'm enjoying my day because I understand now I have a new way to do my business videos. Or else nobody else is doing this. There's nobody else doing this online where they're amplifying their audio sound with an actual portable speaker and placing a microphone in a trolley with a selfie stick where the microphone is just on the side of the trolley. You must understand, I'm the only one that's amplifying my audio right here with a portable speaker on YouTube and online. Unfortunately, there's nobody else doing it in 2021. I'm the only one doing it, you understand? Because guess what, Orlas, is the audio nice? Unfortunately, it's beautiful, isn't it? So go and do it as well. And understand, you use a trolley as your stand. I mean, use a trolley. So inside the trolley, yes, I realize that 30 centimeters down, I realize there's a stand, you understand? But I lift up the actual selfie stick, you understand? So either way, you can do that. I approach every single day, focus upon understanding that I can choose to put my nice beautiful phones right here where my portable speaker is in terms of the top of the portable speaker, but I choose to never do that. I choose to make sure I put it in my phone in terms of my pockets. Understand? I put my phones in my pocket only and in my nice beautiful shoulder bag, and that's it. I mean, why is that? I mean, because I understand that no matter what, I apologize for that. But either way, I understand something went into my mouth or something. I'm not sure either way. I focus upon understanding that. So I realize maybe somebody comes and wants to rob me or something. So I'd rather have my phone in my pocket. I love that. I brush it up every single day. You must understand, I try to expose as much as I can in my daily life. I try to help people as much as I can. But I make sure I'm having a great conversation with myself all day long. I mean, isn't this a great conversation with myself? I'll brush it now. You have to be doing that daily with yourself. Brush it. Do you see why I love to do this every single day? I mean, I get to have a conversation with myself over here all day long. I'm all day long speaking like this with myself. You have to be around those people much more. You have to be around those people who are lifting themselves like this every single day. Because I'm always lifting myself, so regardless of your success, and regardless of how much you share me around, and regardless of how many people make me popular, you have to understand that I'm already popular. I'm already popular in my field and what I do. So I'm just consistent. I'm just doing it regardless of my success. I'd love to do it, you understand? I love to do this because I understand either way I'm so successful in it, and I never need your validation to say how successful I am. I'm very successful. I see it, you understand? I promise you although that you can only ever seek success when you're giving results. I have results. I have actual weight loss results that you can see how fat I was and how much better I look. You understand? I have actual results. So either way, I have proof. So every single day, you must understand that you never need testimonies from other people to tell them in terms of to tell other people how good you are. But everybody wants to find out by themselves how good you are, and never through testimonies. I can get 1,000 people to tell you how good I am. You understand? But you have to find out for yourself anyway. So that's why never rely on testimonies from other people to tell you how good you are. I mean, never rely on testimonies to tell people how good you are, you understand? So every single day, focus upon understanding that whatever you're doing daily, you're focusing upon loving your life, and then you're understanding either way that you're going to do something that you're really, really successful in, because that's what you need to be doing. You need to be understanding every single day you're lifting people. You understand? You're lifting people to understand that no matter what you're doing, you're going to love your life. You have to be loving your life daily, and to understand every single day to go and do something that you love to do. Because that's what I'm doing all the time. I'm always giving these ideas. I'm doing something differently all the time. I'm making sure every single day I have more to give. And that way I'm giving ideas. And when I give ideas, I'm making sure every single day I go and really, really turn it up in a way that I've never done before. Because you have to be lifting people, you understand? You have to be understanding to give people content. And when you're giving people content every single day, you're just much more successful. But today I woke up in silence and I see for the first time ever, I see how successful I am. I see it's really, really how my schedule is. I realize my schedule is so beautiful. I have so much peace and quiet. I have so much travel. I have so much money. I have money every single day coming in my pocket. You understand? I live with over $3,000 in my pocket every single day. I mean, imagine living in your pocket right now. You have $3,000 in your pocket every single day. I mean, you can travel anywhere with $3,000 in your pocket every single day. You understand? So every single day, just focus on having $3,000 in your pocket. You understand? I promise you now, is it coming in every single day? I promise you every single day I have $3,000 in my pocket. So every single day it's coming in. Whereas now, what's amazing is when I give you $3,000 in your pocket right now, or I place $3,000 in your pocket, you understand? You just keep that money in your pocket. You have $3,000 a day. Or else it's always coming in like that. You understand? Because guess what? Or else that some people actually believe that they need 3,000 bucks coming in from other sources every single day. Or else now they believe that they need 3,000 bucks. I'll give you 3,000 bucks. And then you want somebody else to give you 3,000 bucks on the 22nd of January. And then somebody else to give you 3,000 bucks on the 23rd of January. So they have 6,000 bucks now. Or else that's how they believe. But guess what? Or else there's another way to believe that. First, I'll give you 3,000 bucks. And you just have 3,000 bucks every single day. I mean, now you're still rich. You're still rich financially. Understand? But now, if you want other sources to give you passive money, I promise you now, that kind of money, you can only get it from real estate. Whereas now, on the 21st of December, you gain $3,000 from your real estate. But now, on the 22nd of December, you gain another $3,000, which makes $6,000 now that you have from real estate. Understand? Whereas although, guess what? Whereas now, real estate is only takes, or else it's only ever going to 10 extra money. Or else for every single dollar that you give in real estate, you get 10 bucks in return. Over 100 years. I mean, how long do you plan to live this life? Or what is your age? I mean, guess what? Or else the younger you are, the better real estate works for you. I mean, understand? So if you're 20 years of age, if you're 20 years of age today, you can only 8x your money. You can only 8x your money. Do you understand? Guess what? Or else that 8x means that once you turn 100, you have 8 times your money now. Or else if you invest $1 into real estate at 20 years of age, you expect to make $8 at 100. I'll rush it. Now, if you're 50 years of age today, you can expect to 5x your money. Because at 100 years of age, or else that you give right now, for example, you give $1 at 50 years of age in real estate, and then at 50, in terms of 50 years time, you turn 100 and you'll make 5 times your money. So, at 50 years of age, you're actually giving, for every single dollar, you make $5. You understand? Whereas now, when you're 80 years of age, you make 2 extra money. Whereas now, either way, in the next 20 years, for example, from 80 years of age to 100, whereas for every single dollar you make $2. Do you understand? That's how real estate is. Guess what? After 100 years of age, how long do you plan to live from that point? You understand? Or as the individual who has lived the longest in terms of most recent history, in terms of from 1800s to about 2021 now, or as is already 128 years of age. Understand? Or as from the 1800s and above, in terms of numbers, in terms of 1800 to 2021, and I'm talking about this range, but understanding that number 1 is the biggest number. Understand? Or number 1 is always the biggest number, but understand that we're talking from 1800s to 2021, or as the man who has lived the longest, I promise you it's a man. Understand? I promise you a man has lived 128 years of age. Understand? I promise you that's it. I promise you although I understand either way that it's around that age. Understand? I promise you although how long do you expect to live? Understand? So focus upon understanding every single day that anybody who is, let's say, living over that 128 years of age is the first one ever. So that's a history record in terms of a certain amount of years. You understand? You have to focus upon understanding that it's more about what you're giving. You have to understand today we have technology. I realize we're so lucky, or we're so fortunate to be able to have videos and audios today where we can go online and do our business. Because back in the olden days, you must understand that it's only writing materials that you can do. You have the typewriters, you have old typewriters. Or as before those times, or as now, what are you going to write on really? Or as you're writing symbols down. Or as those symbols, or as back in Egypt times, or as they have symbols, you understand? Or as back in Chinese times, or as old heritage, you understand? Or as they have certain symbols, you understand? Or as they're all writing the symbols over there, you understand? And those are the kind of ways to write back then in paper format, or as they're writing paper format. They have to write physically, you understand? That's how it is back then. But now, today, you never have to write anything physically down, you understand? Or as now, you have to write it with a typewriter. You never have to write it with a pen anymore. You can sign. Or else now, physically with a pen, I only ever use a pen today to just signature, or else just to do a signature. I only use a pen to do a signature today. You understand? But what's amazing every single day is I focus upon understanding that now I can do my videos like this longer than 2 hours every single day. I can do it every single day longer than 2 hours. I can give you these performances for 5 hours a day and 6 hours a day because it's a free event. Or else there's nobody around me. I'm not causing anybody trouble. I'm not causing anybody hassle. And even when I'm loud with my public speaking speaker in front of people who are picnic and in front of people who are picnicking and in front of people who are just swimming around and on the beach, and I'm public speaking in front of them, whereas now I'm not causing a drama, I'm not causing drama, I'm not causing violence, but they believe that, or as they believe that I've been causing violence. I'm not causing violence. I've never been causing violence. In a sense, so what's amazing is understand that before in my life, I did do violence, but now you must understand that when I go and really speak to you and the crowd in front of a beach, and I'm just speaking on the microphone, or am I causing violence? Or am I causing a disruption? I promise you there's no disruption at all. Because either way, you have to listen to the animals and seagulls. What do you want to listen to? You rather listen to the seagull rather than me? Why? Why? Why do you love a seagull more than me? Do you understand? Or either way, most people want to listen to seagulls rather than people. Or they love seagulls more than people. You understand? So realize that. You must realize that people on the beach where you go and pump music, or they all hate you, or they believe that you're causing them violence, or they believe that you're causing them drama, or they believe that you're actually negative for actually playing music, or they believe that you're actually negative for going around and public speaking in front of them. Or that's the year 2021, where you're public speaking in front of a crowd and everybody else believes you're negative about it. You understand? You're just public speaking. You're just raising your tone. You're just in front of people lifting them up, but they don't realize that, or else they believe that you're somehow kicking them down. You understand? Because the government is doing that to them. You understand? Or else they're raised like that. Do you understand? So the government today is always trying to kick you down. You understand? Or as the police force is always trying to beat people up who are very loud. You understand? You must understand that the police and all this coronavirus and all this that's going on is trying to make people be much more quiet. But I love that. I love when people are much more quiet around me. You understand? Because when people are much more quiet around me, I get much more chance to be louder. You understand? So the police force and the governments are working for me today. So they're trying to make everybody like you and everybody else quiet while I'm becoming I'm becoming louder. You understand? That's how it is. I promise you, although, if you hear any boom, 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 boom from the wind or something like that, it's because of my nice, beautiful dynamic microphone where I have to go and get myself a better microphone. Although, understand, I can get myself a better microphone that has a head already, or add a nice, beautiful head to the microphone. So every single day, understand that in this video, have I helped you in some kind of way? Of course I have. Come on. Understand, no matter what, I've helped you in some kind of area of life. You understand? I've shown you an image in the first place. Understand? I promise you, this image alone, did you just see the image? I promise you, that helps you. I promise you, every single day, focus upon understanding that no matter what you're doing, you're making sure that you're focusing upon your life, you're focusing upon a better life, you're focusing upon giving ideas, you're focusing upon understanding the beautiful strategies of your life. But make sure, make sure you understand that you have to be smart about your life. You have to be traveling the most you can. You have to understand that every single day, you're always young. You're always going to be younger. You're never getting older. Forget anybody who's old and wrinkly and all that. You understand? Just remember yourself. Understand? Guess what? Or else that anybody who's wrinkly and all that is, or else they're going to tell you and they're going to say this is, or else now everything is. But guess what? Or else that you must understand that nobody grows old, or else they just believe that, or else they just believe they grow old. You understand? You never grow old. You grow young. Or else is Jesus young or old? Or else Jesus is young today. You understand? I promise you, everybody is spiritual. You understand? I promise you now, every single day, you must understand the physical aspects of Jesus Christ now. I promise you, that's old. I promise you, the physical, antique. I promise you now, if I keep this nice, beautiful portable speaker for 100 years, I promise you, it's a physical touch. I can touch it. But it may rust. Or else it may rust. You understand? Or else now, that's portable speaker that's physical, or else that can get old. You understand? Or else now, does it have to be old? Or else it doesn't have to be old. Or else it can be rusty. Or else it can be rusty and look, or else it can look old, but it's actually very young. You understand? Why not? Guess what? Or else it's everything. Or else everything gets younger over time. Everything. Even the physical range of life. Everything's getting younger. Why does it have to be older? You understand? Or else now, or else if you have wrinkly skin at 100, you're still young. You're younger than ever. You understand? So it's all about how you speak, or else it's all about how you communicate. You understand? I promise you, every single day, focus upon doing your work and focus upon understanding now that every single day you can focus upon living your life to the greatest of your ability. You always give me that nice, beautiful knowledge, but you're making sure you understand that now when I wake up, I have a nice, beautiful setting where I understand I'm already successful. I understand that no matter what, that YouTube, in terms of the key to YouTube and Instagram and social media today, is stay consistent online and give the greatest content in terms of the greatest information in those videos. and that's the number one. Or else that's the number one in terms of eye, and then understanding the way more HD, and also understanding that the quality of the video and the audio must be also something that people can benefit from. I mean, make sure you understand that sometimes wind will push into your video. You understand? But make sure that people can hear you at least. I mean, understand? I mean, that's that. Although, make sure you understand that it's early times and it's early. I promise you, I'm number one in DJing. I'm number one in everything I do. But understand that no matter what, I'm the only life coach in the planet right now who is Serbian Croatian, and also who has been raised in terms of my life, in terms of my story. But understand this. I can see who's trending in the actual Australians of the world who are DJs. I'm music production. I'm doing music production. But understand there's only about 10 of them who are at the top of their game in actual music production in Australia. I can be that top 10 in Australia. Understand? I can be the number one in every single area of my life. Understand? I promise you, every single day, understand it's very easy to do so, but you have to be very consistent. You have to be understanding every single day that it's a long-term perspective. You understand? I promise you, Evan Carmichael, in the first year of YouTube, you must understand that it also counts for you too. Understand? I promise you, in the first year of YouTube, I promise you, only 3 people commented on his YouTube channel. I promise you, now he gets over hundreds of comments. Understand? I mean, guess what? Or else, what happened? Or else, he's staying consistent every single day, posting the best thumbnails and posting the best content in the world. Or else, and posting much more of himself now as well. You understand? So the audio is excellent. Or else, he has a beautiful microphone. Or else, he has a studio. Or else, he's doing all that. You understand? So either way, you have to have a studio. Or else, this is my studio. You understand? Or else, although my thumbnails are different from Evan Carmichael. Or else, I post my branding photos. I post just photos of myself. I mean, what else do you want? You understand? I never need writing inside of my thumbnails, inside of my IGTV and my social media, in terms of my Instagram and YouTube. I just need my photo there, because that's all you have to understand. I understand? I'm my company. Whereas now, Evan Carmichael goes around promoting all these other people. Understand? Or he may even promote you as well. Understand? Because that's what he does. I promote you in different ways. I promote you in words. I may write out your name in my video, but your actual photo may never ever show up in my thumbnail. But Evan Carmichael will actually put your photo in the thumbnail. I never do that for you. Understand? But I do something else for you. I make sure you understand that I am the company and not you. Alright, you're your own company. I'm my own company. Understand? But Evan Carmichael will make you his company. So what he does is he gets your face and then pastes, or else he posts your face on his YouTube thumbnail if he's talking about you. Or now I post my face into my thumbnails if I talk about you. Probably it's the same thing, you understand? But it's different, you understand? Or now, what's the difference? I'm loving myself more than him. I'm loving myself more than he is. Or else, although it's the case. And why is that? Because I'm posting my thumbnail over you. Or else he's posting your thumbnail over his face. I'm loving myself more than him. You understand? I'm loving myself in this situation much more. I'm becoming much more of a company than Evan Carmichael. You understand? Even though he has much more followers than me. But he's making you the company. You understand? Or else he's promoting your face rather than his face. I'm promoting my face rather than your face. You understand? I mean, would you rather promote my face or your face? You'd rather promote your face. You understand? Or else that's just like me. I'd rather promote my face. But then Evan Carmichael is the other way around. Or else now, when I ask you the question, would you rather promote your face or my face? Or else Evan Carmichael rather promote your face than his face. You understand? Or there's a big difference. So every single day I promote my face over your face and everybody's face. But then I make sure that you understand. I'll read your books. I'll read your books. I'll read everything about you, and then I'll teach people based on your life and what you taught me in terms of ideas. I have nothing against you, but it's just a business. You understand? It's just a business of how I do business. But he goes around posting, let's say, words on his actual thumbnail. I never post words on my thumbnails because nobody has time to read all that. You understand? I'm pretty sure now, yes, I'm pretty sure people have time. I'm pretty sure people have time to read that. But it's much better that you understand that when it's just one photo like this on my YouTube channel with no numbers on it, for example. You understand? But actually, what's amazing about the video in terms of the thumbnail is that it's just a photo. You can understand it quickly and then just get into it. Whereas now, either way, with Evan Carmichael, you have to read the actual thumbnail before you actually get into the video. I'm one step quicker. I'm one step quicker to get into my windows, or else to get into my nice, beautiful videos. And I never start off my videos with something like on the side over here that may have little words that like these all over here, and then you have to look in the screen like, I mean, what does that say, man? I mean, you understand? I mean, there's none of that bullshit. You understand? I understand that either way, that Evan Carmichael does do that. You understand? But there's a reason for that. You understand? Although, guess what? There's a reason for why I never do it either. Whereas he has a reason for doing it, I have a reason for never doing it. You understand? That we're just different. You understand? Although he's somebody that promotes my face, or else he'll promote my face. Whereas now I promote his face. I've already told you, Evan Carmichael 50,000 times in this video. In a sense, it's just a different way of promotion, but we're doing the same thing. Whereas we're just doing it differently. You understand? Whereas that's the difference between somebody who's successful and somebody who wants to be more successful. You understand? Whereas that's it. Whereas every single day focus upon understanding that now, I mean, if you want to succeed on YouTube and Instagram, you just make sure you're uploading much greater content than before, and then understand that either way that it's a slow journey, and then people will recognize you over time, and that's it. I promise you, it's a long journey. Understand? But keep posting online, and that's it. I promise you, it's so easy. I promise you, it's so easy, but you have to be passionate about something. I mean, if you can talk if you can talk 2 hours about something every single day that you love to do, I promise you can become famous in it. I mean, do you believe I can become famous by talking 2 hours every single day like this? I promise you, yeah. I promise you every single day that what's amazing is understand that I am passionate about my story. I'm passionate about my life. I'm passionate around the people around my life because I promote them when they have an idea to give me. I mean, give me some ideas, I'll promote your ideas, and I'll reference you. I'll say, this man said it. I promise you, when the Buddha says, no suffering. I mean, no suffering is the key to life. I mean, the Buddha says that. Understand? I mean, what is ego? I mean, Buddha says that you must understand that no suffering means no ego. Understand? I promise you all that every single day, focus upon understanding. I promote people like that, and I reference them, and then I understand now I can actually do even more videos. I can do extra. Understand? I mean, extra and read all about it. Understand? So either way, I'm just always focusing upon my life. But what I can do also is sit in the park now. I can put my nice beautiful portable speaker inside of my trolley, and I can go and just dwell upon my life. You understand? But I can also put my portable speaker in my trolley, and I can DJ my music while my actual portable speaker is in my trolley. And I can just sit on the bench somewhere. I can sit on a chair somewhere and just relax. And I can be DJing anywhere in the park alone. So I'm never ever playing my audio anywhere other than when I'm doing my content. I try to do my content somewhere alone without people around me. You understand? Because otherwise they complain. You understand? Russian is that simple. So if somebody tries to complain now about me doing this, I say fuck off. I promise you, it's fucking that simple. I mean, fuck off. You understand? I mean, fuck off. I mean, guess what? I'm doing my work here. You understand? But if they told me to shut the fuck up about my music, you understand? And I pump my music over here, and it's so fucking loud. And now, if they told me to shut up over here, I promise you, what I do is I never pump it anymore around people. Whereas now, over here, I'm never around people. Understand? But somebody may fucking come over here and sit right here and then fucking hear me out over here. Whereas now, either way, then what happens then, or as they may say, shut up, because they just came from somewhere and they came to where I am actually doing my content. Or as now they want me to shut up when they came to me. Understand? I say, shut the fuck up. I mean, go over there. Understand? I start doing my content over here. Understand? Or as what's amazing is every single day, focus upon understanding that I can say shut the fuck up, because that's positive. Understand? I can say fuck you, and your mother's a whore, and your mother's a slut. Understand? I mean, fuck off. I mean, every single day, understand that it's positive. I mean, those are positive words. You understand? Because why? Because I'm not causing you physical violence. I mean, why do you look at swearing as negative? Actually, swearing is positive. I mean, anything that you say is positive. That's it. First, you just speak up more, and that's it. I promise you, if you want to be a leader, just talk more. You understand? But if you're physically abusing people, I promise you that's negative. I promise you it's negative to physically abuse people. I'd call them everything under fucking blue moon. I mean, your fucking tits look like shit over there. You understand? I realize that it's positive. You understand? Because I at least spoke to her. You understand? I realize your fucking tits look like shit, but guess what? I love you anyway. You understand? I love you anyway. You understand? But guess what? I realize she may feel hurt about that. I mean, do you understand? But guess what? I realize if she feels hurt about that, I'll get away from her. I'll get away from her quickly, because she an angry motherfucker. You understand? And she's so angry, so she'll slap you. I mean, she'll hit you because you said some words. I mean, guess what? Or else that's conditional. Or as if you need to hit me because I said some words, or as if you need to kill me because I said the word and because I said a sentence, do you? Or as now I want to get the fuck away from you. You understand? Because I'll never hurt you, no matter what the fuck you say to me. You understand? I never hurt you. I'll fucking say anything under the blue moon to hurt you. You understand? Because as soon as I see that you're offended, I get the fuck away from you. Or else what's amazing is understand that when people are offended about your words, or else they want to hurt you, because they believe that you hurt them. So they want to hurt you physically. Or else they believe that when you hurt them with words, or else they believe that they can hurt you physically. Or else now, I never get hurt by your words, so I never hit you physically. Or else now, if you hurt me with words, I then have to hit you physically. You understand? Because I never get hurt with words. I never get hurt with words. I mean, go and throw out anything you ever want at me with words. I just find something else to say about you. I mean, you call my mum a whore rag or whatever, I'll say, your fucking mum likes to fucking go to Spain and fuck those idiots over there. You understand? I mean, that's that. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, it's funny, but Spanish people don't like that. I mean, approach, they hate that. Approach, they feel hurt about that. Approach, now they want to kill me. You understand? But why are you getting offended? I mean, it's just fucking words. I mean, just fucking words. I mean, did I come to your house to physically abuse your sister? I mean, did I come to your house to fucking hit your grandfather? I mean, I never did that. I never physically abused you. I just abused you through fucking language. You understand? But physical abuse is something that's negative. But word abuse is never negative. You understand? Probably now the police may say that you must never swear. I mean, fuck you and your dog. I mean, how about that? You understand? I mean, when they say, I mean, you're very rude, sir. I mean, fuck you and your sister too. You understand? I mean, guess what? Or else they may actually get you. I mean, they actually may put their hands on you as well. But they're the actual ones that are negative because they're putting their hands on you. I mean, they're the ones that are putting the handcuffs and making you. I mean, they're cutting you with the actual handcuffs. I mean, they're the ones that are laying their hands on you. You are never touching them. Or else now, as soon as you say something about them in words, or else they want to condition you to shut the fuck up. I mean, never shut the fuck up. I mean, get louder. Or else when they hurt you physically, you get louder. You understand? Or else if you start cutting me and everything, I start screaming. I start screaming. You understand? Or else if you touch me, I start screaming everywhere. I start making whole drama around you. You understand? Or else if you're trying to hurt me physically, I start screaming. I start screaming. I mean, scream. I mean, just scream as much as you can. Or as if they want to place you in a mental health ward, I mean, start screaming while they're doing it. I mean, start screaming the whole night so nobody can sleep around you. And or else they'll fucking throw you out soon. I mean, you understand? I mean, start fucking screaming if they put you in jail. I mean, if they fucking come up to you and the police are trying to say something to you to shut the fuck up, I mean, start fucking screaming in front of them. I mean, guess what? I mean, fucking scream as much as you want. I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, it's fucking 12 a.m., mate. You must be a fucking certain level of fucking voice. You must have a fucking certain tone in fucking life, and that's it. I mean, fuck you, mate. I fuck you. You understand? I say, fuck you and fuck your normal sister, motherfucker. You understand? I fucking shout as much as I want in life. You understand? I promise you, it's that simple. You can never shut me up. You understand? But guess what? Or else if you start pumping music everywhere, or else now what happens is, or else they eventually put you to jail. Or else they do. Because you're playing music. You understand? You're playing music and they put you to jail. You understand? But what's amazing is when music is playing, or that's a positive scenario. But what happens is people start complaining that you're playing music around you. I mean, you're playing music for God's sakes. You're playing music, but they're trying to sleep or something. You understand? I mean, guess what? Or else now, guess what? Or else either way, I mean, guess what? You say every single day of your life, you play music in a different way. But make sure you understand you never shut up your voice. You understand? You never shut up your voice. I mean, there's no disruption in sound. Or as if I pump up this music and you're trying to sleep and I pump up the music, I mean, why are you disrupting yourself? I mean, just allow it to happen. I mean, eventually I have to go somewhere anyway. I have to go somewhere, I eventually have to go somewhere, but it's a celebration party around you. I mean, why are you getting offended for? I mean, you got work in the morning, man. I mean, so what? I mean, fucking listen to the music. You understand? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, listen to some music. I mean, calm down about your fucking job at the 9 to 5. You understand? You and your fucking 9 to 5 job. I don't give a fuck about your 9 to 5 job. I mean, get a fucking better job. You understand? I promise you, it's that simple. I promise you, although the police don't like it. I promise you, the police don't like when you're pumping music like that. You understand? I mean, fuck the haters, you understand? I mean, fucking go and pump up your music. But realize every single day that now, in terms of these people around me, you have to understand that what's amazing is I try to be much more silent than everybody else. Whereas now, what's even much better than this is understanding that you go silent. You try to go and do the music production and everything that you want. Or else, if you want to do life coaching videos, or else if you want to do anything, you go where there's no people. Or else now, nobody will come and get you. I mean, guess what? Or else if you have a sus point that somebody is going to complain about you around you, I mean, if somebody is going to come around you to put you to jail because you're playing, or else because you're playing music and because you're screaming audio and because you're talking on a microphone somewhere, you must understand that what's important is go somewhere else. I mean, go find a better space. I mean, go find a better space and that's it. I mean, go and play your music as loud as you want and go and talk on a live coaching video like this somewhere where you see no people. I mean, do you understand? I mean, go on holidays everywhere on your own. I mean, go by yourself. You understand? Because you have business to do. You still have business to do. And you're alone, but at least you're peaceful without people around you. And you can pump up the music as much as you want. You can be free-flowing as much as you want. And nobody's going to complain about you. I mean, go where there are no complainers. I mean, is that simple? I promise you, as soon as you hear a complaint, I mean, fuck off. I mean, just go somewhere else. Understand? I promise you, that's what I do. Or if somebody complains about this live coaching video now, I make sure I understand. I just go somewhere else. I'll go somewhere else. Because I understand that what's important right here is that I continue my work. I can pause this video really quickly. I can pause the video. I can go over there. You say, I'm sorry. I just go over there. Understand? Because I want to be more silent now. Whereas when you're more silent, you have less complaints. I mean, try to have less complaints throughout life. You understand? But when you're live coaching, and people are complaining against you. Whereas now, what's amazing over here is keep doing your work. I mean, keep doing your work because you have power over here. You have free busking license, or as it's a busking event, or as you can be there screaming. You can be there because that's a license that the government gives you where you can go fucking sing all day long there at a certain period of time. You can come there at a certain period of time and scream over people. You understand? For now, go to those places, or else if there's a license that you can do that, you get the license and go there. And that's it. For now, that's what a busking license is, where you can go and do amplified speaker sounds and everything around shopping malls and everything, and you can stand there and give a live performance every single day because that's what you really want. You understand? So go there, or else go to those places. And then if you receive complaints at those places where you're doing busking events, but you have a license to do that, I mean, keep raising your voice. I mean, keep raising your voice because they can never stop you. I mean, yes, I realize they're still going to complain about you, but you have a busking license. You understand? But there's also free zones where you can do it. Whereas now, this is a free zone where I can fucking make as much sound as I want. I mean, it's a free fucking zone over here. You understand? Or else it's a certain time of day. Or else I can fucking pump up this music. Even though I can pump up this music right here. Even though there's a fucking family right there who's having a picnic, I can fucking start playing the biggest boom, boom, boom in front of them. You understand? I can do it. And they're gonna complain. Or else they may complain. You understand? But guess what? Or else it's a fucking free public zone to do it. You understand? I have a fucking free public zone. So guess what? Or else now, because they complain, I still turn down the music. I'll go somewhere else. You understand? Because guess what? Or else now, even though it's a free zone, or else now, guess what? Or else they may have a gun. Or else they may have a gun, and they may say, fucking turn down the music. And they may shine a gun at you too. I mean, what do you do now? You turn off the music. You go over there. You understand? Because if you don't turn off the music, or else the guy will shoot you. You understand? So turn off the music and just go and see the reaction and just go over there. I mean, do you understand? So the ultimate way to have no complaints is the best way. But guess what? Or else now, if you want complaints, really, you go busking events. You go to the busking events, you understand? And get yourself a license to get complaints. And then just be fucking loud over there. I promise that's it. I promise now, busking is the only time where you can go around people and be fucking loud. Because that's the best way. I promise now, if you can be alone with yourself and make the fucking most noise, I promise the best way. I promise the best way is understanding be alone and make the most noise. I mean, never be around people other than busking. I mean, try to be around people only through busking and live performances that you give in front of people, and that's it. I promise you, only be in front of people when you're giving live performances. You understand? I promise you that's it. But be away from people when you're alone. Whereas now, you only be in front of people when you're giving live performances with a busking performance. In terms of busking license, is the only time to be loud in front of people, when you have a busking license. But when you have no busking license, or let's say you do have a free public zone over here where I can give a public speaking speech over here, but then somebody may complain over there because of my speaking. Whereas now it's a free public zone to do so. I can literally just speak up. I can keep doing my work. But as soon as they complain, or as what's amazing is I can go somewhere else. I can pause my video and go somewhere else, because I understand that what's important is be much more quiet when you're never busking. Whereas when you're never busking around people, you be much more quiet. So when you get a complaint, you go somewhere else. Because otherwise, they'll cause you violence. Either way. I mean, they'll cause you drama because they believe that you hurt them. You understand? So go anyway where there's no people as much as you can, and eventually you go give a live performance somewhere. And that's where you actually be loud. You understand? You understand? But otherwise, I promise you, if somebody complains about this video, I'll pause my video, I'll go over there. But even though it's a free zone to do so. So understand every single day that anybody who complains against me, I'll go away. Unless it's a busking event. Whereas if you complain against me at a busking event, I get louder. I just start talking again and again. I start talking more and more. You understand? So understand that what's amazing is you can never ever cause a disturbance other than making sure that you're really, really just louder when the time is better, and also silent when the time is better. You understand? So around people, when I'm traveling, I'm just much more silent. Whereas when I'm away from Sydney, I'm away from people as much as I can be. Whereas now when I'm in Sydney, I go directly to people so I can be fucking loud in front of them. Because I have to give a live performance. And then eventually, you go making events around the world. You understand? And then you're giving money. You're giving money for that. You understand? You're giving money so that they advertise you for 1 month. You understand? So every single day, focus upon understanding that you can do that, but understand that you go the silent way where you get less complaints over time. I mean, try to have less complaints over time because it's much better. Whereas now, if you want to remove complaints altogether, I mean, understand that what's amazing, or those during busking events, you can be silent as fuck. You understand? So if somebody who's trying to, let's say, remove you from that situation, I mean, just stand there because you have a license there to stand there, and you can stand there for as long as you like. You understand? You never have to share with people around you. You never have to share with people around you. You say, I have a license over here to be. Or I have a license here and to be here. Whereas now, if they want you to fuck off over there because they want to come in your spot, you must understand that what's amazing is understand you can have a compromise, but what's amazing is you never have to. You never have to move from your spot if you own the spot for a certain period of time. Or you can be there fucking all day because you came there first. You understand? Or even if he says that we all do this 1 hour each over here. I mean, fuck off. I mean, guess what? I'm here for 8 hours today. I mean, you can go over there. I mean, that's between you guys. You guys are sharing around for 1 hour, these spots. Whereas I come here first, or it's my fucking spot until I leave, and that's that. You can say that, but guess what? You can be nicer about it as well. You can say, sorry, sir, but I'm here for 8 hours because just for today, I understand that you can go over there and do your content. You understand? Because I came here first. I mean, that's how I do business, sir. Or either way, he may not like you, but who cares about it? You understand? But guess what? There's always a nice way to say something, and there's always a nice way to say something. I mean, guess what? You can tell him to fuck off, and that's nice. I mean, that's nice. You understand? Because you're not physically abusing him. You understand? I mean, fuck off. I mean, then they react. I mean, what'd you say? I mean, they start coming up to you. You understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, let them. I mean, guess what? It's all positive. You understand? But guess what? I promise you, as soon as they physically abuse you, I mean, guess what? You are not the one who's a prosecutor here. You're the one that's the victim. You understand? You are actually being victimized by those people. But you are stronger than them. You understand? I promise you now, guess what? They're the victims and not you. You're not the victim when they're hitting you. When they're causing you violence, you're not the victim. Or else they're trying to make you a victim. I mean, they're trying to perpetrate you. I mean, they're trying to violate your privacy. I mean, they're trying to violate you, and they're trying to pervert you. You understand? I mean, they're trying to love you for that. You understand? Whereas, although what you do is get away from people who may cause you physical violence, because you can understand through the tone, you can understand how they talk, you can see through the words whether or not they are positive or not. So stay away from people who look violent, and stay away from poor image people, because poor image people, such as homeless people or people who do drugs, who have worse than yesterday look, in terms of they look worse than yesterday physically, I mean, stay away from them. Understand? I mean, anybody who looks physically worse and has worse looks than yesterday, you must understand, you stay away from them because they are poor image people. But then understand either way, you're always focusing upon something and you're just making sure that you're doing your work regardless of people around you. And then understand every single day to go and love yourself. I'm pretty sure when you love yourself, you get less complaints throughout life. And then stay away from people. But then eventually, you can stay away from busking events and then you have no complaints at all. You stay away from doing live performances in front of people. And guess what? Eventually, someone will come on, or somebody will come into your social media and say, hey, take down your video, and they'll fucking write a comment to you online too. I mean, they'll say, fucking take off your Instagram, and I realize they'll fucking go onto your nice, beautiful Instagram, and they'll complain against you on Instagram, and they'll complain against you on YouTube. I mean, people will complain against you everywhere in your life. I mean, guess what? You just try to have less complaints throughout time, and that's it. I mean, you understand? Because less complaints means a better life. You understand? So either way, you must understand, no matter what, that every single time that somebody complains about you, or as they're complaining about themselves, why you are better than them. I mean, when they complain against you, they are complaining for why you are better than them. You understand? I mean, they're jealous of you. Or as soon as you hear a complaint, I mean, they're jealous of you. I mean, they're hating you. I mean, they're about to cause you violence. So stay away from them. I mean, do you understand? So either way, understand that no matter what you're doing today, you just understand this video is now done. I realize that I'm having fun over here, but I have some fashion, I have some nice, beautiful fashion modeling to go, and I have to go to the toilet very quickly. But understand either way, you guys be much more inspirational.